Hello, love wrestling. It's Thursday night. It's 8 p.m. And you know what that means. It's another new episode of Between Two Beards.
Can we start off with the biggest news of the week? The Rats lost! If you've got the budget, I've got the time.
There he is.
Hey, boss!
There's the boss.
Hey! The man with the finest beard on this screen. Canadian men, boys, shut the hell up. Let me talk.
You see, the Rads are resourceful. When I got beef with somebody, I can find a way to talk to them.
Listen between two beers.
Hello, love wrestling. It is Thursday night, and it is 8 p.m. And y'all know what that means for the 211th time.
I know, right? That's crazy. And for the
11th time.
We've done this at 211 episodes of this show, and I have never once
official episodes. We've done
official episodes, but I've never once made a formal complaint to the HR department here at Love Wrestling, and I think I'm going to do that right now.
HR.
Yeah,
that's
human
serious
resources.
business.
Listen, my feelings should matter, and I've been here for 4 years, right? I've done everything from writing to podcast, whatever's needed. I usually lend a helping hand. And I thought that would get me some type of like respect around here.
Yeah. The
bosses that be know my feelings about a certain gentleman that's part of their tag team division in Love Wrestling. One LPW tag team champion, Paralera, a.k.a. Barakarani.
Yeah. And
they had the nerve to, on my shows, put him in the corner right here that I got to stare at this guy for the next 4 weeks as we promote LPW 38 on June 27th in Edmonton at the Rec Room.
Yeah.
You couldn't have gave me Sinner and Saint. They're going to be there.
Yeah.
Mars, they're going to be there. We just announced Stephen Crow versus T.Y. Jackson.
Sure did.
That's going to rule.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
And if I'm not mistaken, didn't they announce the one, the only? At the show, we announced a certain honor superstar. We couldn't have used her.
Did we?
I believe
official. We officially did that.
I believe we did. We couldn't have used. We couldn't have used any of those people. We couldn't have done PLUGGO. Couldn't have thrown PLUGGO a bone. Done PLUGGO a favor and used anybody but Barack Irani's goofy looking face. I mean, come on, man. Listen, dude's been a thorn in my HR. I feel like this is a personal attack. This is some type of, retaliation type tactics trying to get me to leave. Well, I'm George Costanza, baby. I ain't leaving. Yes, she was. Billy Starks was announced at the last show. So listen, whoever is in the HR department, please take this formal complaint up the ladder. Let's get this graphic changed. # we want better graphics. At least for this month.
Wow. Listen, I was going to let you go there. I have no dog in this fight. This has been going on for a long time. What I will say is happy belated birthday to one Barack Irani and wedding anniversary. He had both of those this week.
Sounds like you're on his side.
I'm not on anybody's side. Now, if it comes down to it, I'm in the yard with you, scrapping. I'll do what I have to do if it comes down to it. But listen, I have no dog. And it's been a while. But in the early iterations of this show, you were beefing with everybody.
That's true.
And they would come on here.
Usually does a great job with the graphics.
It's an awesome graphic.
It's like
it's a nice graphic.
It looks good, but it's the wrong people.
Well, first of all, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about Sheik. Shabazz is that's a nice fella. It's a nice fella.
He's definitely nicer than Barack Irani.
You know?
What's up, David? What's up, Fernando? Hi, Ophelia. Yeah. Scott's in the house. I'm upset. but we're going to power through because we're professionals.
Yeah.
And listen, the HR department here is a solid HR department. I'm sure they will take care of my concerns handedly and swimmingly and all that jazz.
Yeah. I mean, let's hope. One could hope.
But until June 27th, every show that I do on this channel, I have to look at that guy's face.
Well, listen.
Listen.
Sometimes obstacles are thrown in the way, and you have to overcome them, Pluggo. That is just things we have to do sometimes, and this is going to be a month of trying times for you, where you're just going to have to, put your foot down, bite the lip, and
if I bite the lip, I can't talk about things that happen.
You got to use some grit, and you got to get through it. You got to get through it.
For you, JPJ, I will do my best. But I just wanted to say, Zach, this is the first time I've been genuinely upset with you over your artistic choices at Love Wrestling.
Yeah. If you are here,
but you are
on the YouTubes, do us a favor, smash that like button for us. Tell your friends.
Yeah, share the live out.
I would love 20 of those suckers tonight. I would love 20 of them.
Because guess what? Stephanie Hypes will be here at 9 o'clock to talk about Money in the Bank this weekend.
She sure will.
She's back.
We'll be talking about Money in the Bank in the 9 o'clock hour with the one, the only, the legend, Stephanie Hypes, coming back and having a good time with us this evening. We got the NBA Finals starting tonight.
Dustin, that's not a weekly segment. That's not new.
That's a lifestyle for Pluggo. That's a lifestyle. That's a lifestyle.
The anti-Barack Karani movement is just like, it's a thing. We're a small organization, but we're mighty.
Yeah. Yeah, NBA Finals are starting tonight. The NHL Finals started last night, or the Stanley Cup Finals, as they are better known as, started last night.
Who's in the Stanley Cup Finals? I honestly don't know. I'm asking.
For the love of God. We are based out of Edmonton. The Edmonton Oilers.
Did they make it? Okay.
And the Florida. It's a rematch. The Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. Edmonton came back and won in overtime last night to win game one. I do think it's Connor McDavid's time. Generational players like that eventually win one. And I think it is his time, even though, unlike last year where I was pulling for Edmonton, I'm rooting for Florida this time. Sorry, guys, but Brad Marchand is there now, so my allegiances go with him.
I'm rooting for
he scored a goal last night. He was excellent in that game.
I'm rooting for both teams to just have fun.
Florida is a sad. You don't want Florida to have fun. Florida is a savage group of bastards. A savage group.
I will root for Edmonton strictly because I know that that's what we'd want here at Love Wrestling. Like I said, every year I try to get into hockey more and more, and I just don't. It's nothing to get. I don't know. I just never get into it. I don't know. Maybe I'm too far gone at this point. I don't know what it is. But
my team is the worst. So
Ryan Sullivan's in the house, hoping they both lose.
Wow. I mean, I don't think that's possible.
Nice to see you, Ryan. I appreciate you coming in hot.
Although yes, good to see you, Ryan. Although when people asked me around Super Bowl time who I was rooting for, my answer was the Meteor.
I know. Yeah, we remember. It was fun.
Yeah. My answer was the Meteor because I did not want either of those teams to win.
But the NBA Finals has not started as of right now. It'll probably tip off at 9 or 8:30.
8:30ish, yeah.
So quick prediction: Thunder, Pacers. How many games? Who's winning?
Oh boy.
I'll just say it. I'm taking Pacers in 6 only because I'm from Indiana. I do think Oklahoma City is the better team, but I love me some Tyrese Halliburton, so I'm going to stick with the hometown team on this one and hope that we can bring that home to Indiana.
Yeah. Listen, of all the teams in the Eastern Conference, the Indiana Pacers are probably the only team I respect. I like the way they play. I really like their head coach. I like Halliburton. I like Miles Turner. I like the way they play. They easily played the Celtics the hardest last year of any team that we faced, all playoffs. With that being said, Oklahoma City had like one of the 10 best seasons of all time.
Sure.
They are good at both ends. Their defense is insanely good, as well as their offense. With that being said, I did flip my lid earlier today. I did. I could go off on the Bruins, but they don't deserve my time. Pieces of shit. Don't deserve my time. Absolute dog shit. Fucking child like front office. Anyway, I think this could be a massacre, Pluggo. I think it could be a massacre. I'm going Thunder in 5. Okay. But I think it could be a sweep.
I will say I don't think you're wrong. I really don't. I just, like I said, I'm only root for the hometown. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm a Rockets fan. So honestly, I don't want OKC to win just because they give us problems. But, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. You know what gives me problems?
Yeah.
It makes me sad and ruins my vibe on a weekend where we had a great show last week. We crushed it. Kimmy Sokol was in the house. We had a killer, and I'm sitting there, and then I see this tweet from Running Only R-Truth saying, hey, he said he's being released. Obviously, he's saying released, but his contract's not being renewed. What an absolute bummer.
Yeah.
That's just a bummer. And I've sat on it for weeks, and I listen. If you're of the camp that, well, he's old and they're not using him, so what? No, he was a consummate professional. By all accounts, he never did anything wrong. He did everything that company asked. He is a veteran presence in that locker room. You need people like that. There's no world where I can't imagine that company can't figure out a way to keep R-Truth on their roster because he could do anything at all times. Absolute bummer.
Okay.
Like the saddest thing ever.
Yeah. This, to me, speaks to a greater issue that I have going on with WWE. But I feel like this is really the straw that broke the camel's back for me, Pluggo. Because a week earlier, this guy is having a match with your champion.
Yeah.
Your champion, John Cena, on Saturday night's main event. And he has arguably like this, the most exciting thing that happens on the show with him coming out as Ron Cena. He has one of the more memorable things coming out of the show. And then a week later you do this. And like, is he fighting for world titles? Is he in a main event storyline? No, he's not. But he's a guy that is universally adored by fans, by the people who work there. He is adored.
Like if you have problems with R-Truth, you're likely the problem.
Yes.
Right? Like,
and to me, that is a guy that even if, and again, I'm not one of these people that it is a business.
Yeah.
People get let go in all sorts of businesses, all sorts of sport. It sucks whenever it happens, but I understand the necessity of it sometimes. But R-Truth is not a guy that should ever be on a list.
Yeah. He should have been able to leave that company on his own accord and retire. He gave you 20 plus years.
Like, R-Truth is a guy to me that even if you're like, hey, we would like him to make less money than he does, if you're looking at it that way, you go over to R-Truth and you say, hey, Ron, we obviously love you. We want you to be here. What would you be comfortable with? You have a discussion.
Yeah.
And you figure it out. And he should be one of the guys that you say, hey, man, you are here until you don't want to be here anymore. Like, you let us know. Because anytime he's on screen, anytime he's doing anything, it is inarguably one of the more entertaining things on whatever show it's on. And the crowd loves it. It's just
recency bias. Like, he single-handedly saved the Judgment Day from, like, it was fizzling out when he kind of started in with the group and then kept him going. Like, he's that guy that you can interject with The Miz, who may not have anything going on, and then all of a sudden The Miz Truth is like a super fun thing that we're watching throughout the show, right? Like, anytime he just pops on screen, he's got perfect comedic timing every time, and he never breaks character. It's just a perfect person that you could have at your disposal. And again, I'm seeing reports that TKO has lost $3 billion or something. They're in debt and they're making all these moves for that. But that's a short-term move that affects your locker room and affects, like, you saw The Miz delete everything WWE related off of his. So everybody came out. People were just up in arms because he's a guy that when you went to work, you were like, I can rely on this guy. And he's a good hand to have for young talent. I know go younger, but you need a veteran guy who can mentor. And maybe he's a little bit more expensive now, but he's also been there for 20 years. Like, he's earned it, right? Like, that's how it should be for a $1 billion corporation. And yeah, Scott, more cuts might be down the way. They all suck. I hope.
Yeah, it's just trash.
But it's but a guy like R-Truth, like Carlito's sad too. He was gone for a while. He came back. The locker room, the clubhouse wasn't the same on Monday. I'll say that. But like, just the R-Truth thing, it's just been messing with me because it's like, again, he didn't do anything wrong. He did his job for all accounts. Didn't complain. Never caused a scene. Never got in trouble. You've got guys and gals on that roster right now that have been in trouble with the law and done things. R-Truth is never on those stories and on those lists, and you're just like, peace, because you make a little bit too much money. We'll see. It just doesn't give good faith to a guy. Do I want to spend the next 20 years at WWE? Because they're just going to kick me to the curb whenever they need to make a little money, and then I wouldn't be shocked if they brought him back, though, because the groundswell of people that are like, we want R-Truth, or we want true signs at Raw.
They were chanting. There were multiple chants they had. I don't, and it's just
sad, man. It's just one of those things if
and
you want to be those heartless people on the internet, like, oh, he's old and he's not, shut up. You could be those. You go ahead and be a bum. Don't have any fun in life. But dude, R-Truth ruled.
Yeah. And it's just one of those things to me. It's just like such a misreading of it's just like, what? Like, I don't know. It's just
R-Truth's contract is going to get you guys back in the black for the
exactly.
year.
Like, and then that's kind of the thing. It's like, oh, like that's the guy. That's the guy.
Who's the R-Truth of love wrestling? Oh man, I don't want to.
Now, how are you phrasing that? Like, are you phrasing that like?
Who's the funniest guy?
The funniest guy who's like who has good value? Who's the idiot?
Who's the one getting released, Joe?
Yeah,
you gotta need more context.
In what aspect? I need an aspect of how that question's being asked.
To save money.
But open to interpretation. That's where it gets dangerous.
Lawrence is definitely a character that I love, where he's an oddball and he can always throw wacky stuff at you. So,
yeah, but R-Truth is lovable in all ways, and
Lawrence is lovable in all ways.
He's an Eagles fan.
For me, he is. For me, he is.
He's an Eagles fan, so there's always going to be a sliver that is just repulsive. Just not the same.
Yeah, it's just.
But we love Lawrence. We love Lawrence. He is our lawyer.
Yeah, be nice.
I know it's been a while, but he is our representation.
Yeah, he keeps us paid and keeps us fed. And
yeah.
Out of legal troubles, but we don't have to dwell on it too long because I think everything that can be said has been said throughout.
Lawrence is the most lovable that you don't even know how to spell his name. So you know.
I try to say something nice about Lawrence, and it turns into this.
Listen, at least I know how to spell his name.
Our Asian Joe is the R-Truth of wrestling media.
We love Asian Joe.
We do love Asian Joe.
We love Asian Joe.
We miss having Asian Joe and Sullivan on here. We'll have to do that soon.
We got to plan that soon. So, okay. Pluggo, you kind of, WWE is ripping the soul out of me.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling. It's
been a vibe this week.
And again, it's not even so much the product, because like I still enjoyed Raw. I'm excited for Money in the Bank. I think it'll be a good show. It's not really even the product that I'm watching.
Yeah.
It's just the attitude, there's a lot of things. I think the R-Truth thing was kind of the thing that broke it for me, but it's just the petty. They're just doing a lot of things that are making me feel a certain way about them, like the heart and soul. I don't know how it's possible that when the company was being run by one of the most heartless sons of bitches to ever walk the planet, it felt like it had more heart and soul than it does right now. I don't know how that's possible.
Because okay, and listen, you mentioned it. I have a theory on it, and I'm only saying his name because you meant Vince had it. This was a universe. There was nothing else, right? He wasn't going to do. And listen, and I see both sides of it, and I don't think that necessarily this iteration WWE is wrong, but he would never slather his ring with all those ads and advertisements like that, or sell ad space on tabletop. It was like, this is us, this is our world, nothing else. Whoops, I'm hitting mics. Nothing else mattered. Now it feels, and especially with all the reports coming out, like I said, of them like in the hole here now, which is expected when you spend that kind of money to merge the companies and you buy other companies. They're trying to make money. That's why there's no break. Every other week there's another PLE. There's 3 PLEs. There's no chance to like get invested, and then you're just like, it feels like cash grab. It doesn't feel like it's a wrestling company or a wrestling promotion built on characters anymore. It's like next in line, we're just gonna boom, 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 and it's tough. And not to say that I'm not gonna watch it, because I still love it, but I also can tell you, like, I admittedly Monday night was watching Raw, and I was like, oh shit, Money in the Bank is Saturday.
Yeah.
What? We just had a PLE. I thought, oh damn, we had at least a couple weeks, but it's just so quick, and it just feels like. And then of course tickets are $2,000.
Of course, yeah. And then the counter programming stuff irks me. And it's just they feel like bullies to me.
They're just in that business side of it. Yeah, it's just icky.
Yeah, it just doesn't make me feel great, even though I'm still enjoying the shows. And
Zach's in the house. What's up, Zach?
You know, obviously the wrestlers are great. It feels not great for me,
because it was just, you know, it just the world of kayfabe has absolutely been destroyed. It's not, but it just becomes like, you know, you release a beloved figure in the company, people aren't going to like that. Then you announce, you know, 3 shows on the weekend of All In. You know, it's clear what you're doing because you did it last week on the Tampa stuff with Battleground and Saturday Night's Main Event on Double or Nothing. It just becomes this, but then you have the nerve to sit there and go, we're not focused on them, we're focused on us. But it's clear, like we talked last week, you could have done some of these shows at other times and move some stuff around. You didn't have, you're clearly doing, which is fine. Competition is great. It's a business move, sure, but it just makes you look kind of silly. And then, hey, it's to Tony Khan's credit. He's not taking the bait. He's saying the right things. And he said, hey, like, we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. And it's ruthless.
You know,
Brian said it's ruthless.
Yeah. And it's one of those things, and it's just, I don't know. Yeah, again, and it's not product related, because we're gonna have Stephanie on here in a little bit over a half hour, and we're gonna talk about Money in the Bank, and I'm excited about Money in the Bank. It's just, you know,
it's just one of those. Yeah. It's just one of them weeks where you're just kind of like, you know, even watching it, you're just like, oh man, where's, you know, but it was a good show on Monday. And
it was a good Raw.
I heard NXT was solid. I heard that Santana and Trick killed it. I didn't end up watching NXT.
Santana, let me tell you, these last couple of weeks, he earned himself a future paycheck. I think. Yeah. Oh yeah. Santana was incredible.
Yeah, he's good. He's very good.
We're going to talk about that right now, but we're going to be diving into this because I have opinions of that as well.
Before we dive into that, because I have some thoughts on that, as we talked a little pre-show about it, which is unusual that I was like, we'll save it, but I definitely, with Santana, like, I always was like, him and Ortiz, Proud and Powerful, or LAX, man, so good. And then I was like, oh man, like that. What Santana has done a fantastic job. Almost, and I don't want to compare, it's apples and oranges, but almost at an Uso level of like, he's reinvented himself as a single star, like the stuff he's doing in TNA, and then, you know, obviously with Trick. Shout out to Casey Navarro though, and NXT time last night.
Yeah, sure
Tuesday night. Shout out to him, dude. That's awesome. I love me some Casey Navarro.
Old pal, Top Dollar. But AJ Francis, yes, they showed up and they took out Joe Hendry. No, not Joe. They took out Mike Santana and allowed Trick to win.
But yes, we are going to talk about that affiliate. But before we do, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, share this out to everybody.
Yes.
If you want to leave a super chat to help support your favorite content creators here at Love Wrestling, do that as well. We'll guarantee that question or statement gets read on the air. I always tell people, say nice, mean things about Boston sports and get JPJ going. And it's worth your dollar every time.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody hotter than Top Dog. So Fyter Fest, bro. Fyter Fest.
Yeah, dude. 4 hours on a motherfucking Wednesday.
Did it feel like Fyre Fest where they told you one thing and it was a completely different thing?
It felt like the first half was all right. The first half of it was good. And
you
then you were like, what?
It was 4 hours and 10 minutes.
Well,
it went over.
That is the most diabolical thing that Tony has ever done. How do you have an overrun on a 4-hour show? You had 4 hours. And you couldn't fit everything in?
Mm-mm.
Come on now.
Too much stuff.
Come on now. When we do it again next week, Pluggo, we got 4 more hours next week.
Hopefully he's learned.
Yeah.
Because listen,
here's another thing you can learn. Put some more fucking women on the show.
Yeah. So I kept tabs of it. The women's segment at the top of the show, it was 3 hours until we got another women's match on the 4-hour show. Yeah, we had the Megan Bain, Penelope Ford, and Tay Mello. Shout out to Mello's back. But that wasn't a match. So it was 8:20 when the Tony Storm, Marina Shirakawa tag match happened. And then we didn't get another match until Tekla. And that was
like a 3-minute match.
And it was 11:30. Now, and I had an issue with that because that was the first match I've ever seen of hers. I don't know much about her.
Yeah. She intrigued me.
I stayed up strictly to watch that because I wanted. That was a terrible place to put her.
They should have flipped it.
They should have flipped it. Put her in a more prominent spot when you had more eyes on it early to show her off because she ruled. It was great. And then put Mina and Tony and all that stuff a little later. But yeah, they definitely. And there was so many people that just weren't on this card.
All right. So all right.
It was rough.
Again. I'm not complaining about watching a bunch of good wrestling. All right. I like watching wrestling. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. It's, we are in the Eastern time zone. You're more central than me, obviously being in Massachusetts, but we are both on the Eastern time zone.
Yeah.
We both wake up early for work.
Yeah.
8 to 12 on a Wednesday is asking a lot. Now, the way it was presented to me was that it was Fyter Fest, and we had this big giant card, and Tony tweets, free pay-per-view. That's what he tweets. Free pay-per-view. So I'm sitting here going, all right, man. And then it turned out to be a pretty good 2-hour Dynamite, followed by a show that I could have watched today.
Yeah.
Instead of just this massive Fyter Fest thing.
Did you watch it on TBS or did you watch it on Max?
I watched it on TBS.
I watched it on Max. I watched it live on Max because I have HBO Max.
Yeah.
So what they did on HBO Max is when Okada and Omega had their stare off, they cut the feed because Dynamite had ended.
Yes, and then they came back.
And I sat there going, did they go to commercial break for like a good 30 seconds and realized, oh, I have to leave out of this feed, go find the collision feed.
Obviously didn't do that for me.
Click the collision feed and start it up. So they presented it as one giant 4-hour block of shows. It was actually a Dynamite and a collision. And oof, that last 2 hours was a little hard.
It just wasn't at the level of the first 2 hours. And if I would have known, and you said it when we were talking pre-show, you said if you would have known
I would have
that it was going to be that way, you would have watched Dynamite, and then you probably would have watched Collision when you got home from work.
I might have stayed up and watched till 11 and finished it off strong there. But it just was like you said, there was some good stuff on the show, but the women's issue, there was no women's stuff going on really. There's all these other people like no Young Bucks, no Willow, no Statlander, no Thunder Rosa. There's all these people that weren't there. No, Swerve was there for a hot minute.
Did they have a backstage thing?
He had a backstage thing, I think. No, he wasn't. Wait.
No, they talked about him.
They talked about him. He never came out. Yeah, that's right. They talked about him. They showed something. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So, no Swerve. Yeah, I know it was in Denver, so it was 5 to 9 for those fine folk over there, which is good for them. But man, it was like, it just kind of bummed me out a little bit at the end because I'm like, this was, and I know what they were doing. They used that back 2 hours to really promote Grand Slam Mexico with all of the Lucha Libre stuff, which were fine matches. But again, I guess if you don't know who those people are, and you're like, ooh, Fyter Fest, AEW Dynamite, I'm going to give this a shot. It's a big time. Tony said it's a pay-per-view for free. I'm going to give this a whirl. You're disappointed. We're sickos. We're going to watch it. But if you're a casual, you're going, I don't know who half these people are. Yeah. And where's the big moment here in this last 2 hours? Like, where's the big pay-per-view ending? Or it was just a normal ending to a normal collision. Yeah. That's where I go, move this stuff, tweak the stuff. Maybe if you don't want to do Omega and Okada at 11:45 at night, do it but keep me invested going, okay, at least I know.
Why wouldn't you have that open collision?
Yeah. Instead of ending Dynamite, open collision with that and keep us, because that's where I'm sitting here going like, okay, where's this Tekla match? That's kind of why I'm still sitting here. And it came at 11:40. And I'm like,
ended at 11:42.
Yeah, I was just like, and I'm not the biggest. I do watch the clock when I watch wrestling just for funsies, but like, yeah, it was overall like, did I have a good time watching wrestling? Absolutely. Did I need 4 hours of what we got yesterday? No. So hopefully when they do Summer Blockbuster next week, they've figured out the format and figured out a way to like keep you invested for the full 4, because that's where it's like, oh, Okada, Omega, and All In. We're promoted. Everybody's hyped up, and then after that, you're just like, okay, you just announced your biggest thing.
And Dynamite was good. You opened with the Ospreay promo. What's going on, Mikey?
Mikey's in the house.
You opened with the Ospreay promo. That was really good. Then you have Crew come out there. What the fuck? But you have Crew come out there. Whatever, fine. It leads to an Ospreay Leo Rush match, which was a good little match, and that was on Collision. So you got Ospreay to wrestle on Collision. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it, but all right. But the Ospreay promo was good. Then you get a little bit later, you get the Ospreay, and then it leads to the Hangman thing where Ospreay's getting beaten down and Hangman comes out, and he cuts a good promo. So there were good things. Like I thought. The Fatal 4-Way for the Ring of Honor Television Championship, which could have happened, on Ring of Honor.
Right.
Maybe. Fucking batshit idea, I know. But come on. And that was a good match. I thought there were a lot of for the lack of women, they sure tried to get a ton of dudes on the show. With 2 Fatal 4-Ways, 2 trios matches, an 8-man tag, a tag match, 1 million people on this show.
What was the 8-man tag?
It was the main event. It was the Paragon and Daniel Garcia versus everybody in the Don Callis family. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's right. The multi-person match before that one took forever, in my opinion. And I go, you can't shave this down a little bit to give me some type of women's match. Give me I know Mercedes is out there eating steaks, but
we talk about that. That was a ton.
I just I'm watching that. I know Mercedes is out there eating steaks, and she's now intertwined with Toni Storm and the World Championship and all. But why aren't there more women on that roster going, you know what, you and me, let's fight, and the winner gets the chance at the TBS title.
That was my main concern about this.
Let's make that. Where was Jamie Hayter last night? You know what I mean?
Well, selling the attack from Tekla.
Right, but give me something.
Yeah,
backstage.
You're telling
give me a promo or something.
That was my main concern. Obviously, it's a huge match they got clearly, and I think it should.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's going to be incredible. But that was my main concern, is that if Mercedes were to win, I didn't want us to not talk about the fact that she's the TBS champion, and there should be women on the roster that are like, hey, I know you got this going on, but I would like that. Like that. So you're fighting me. And I feel like, again, it's only been 2 weeks. We still have 5 weeks to go. We got time. But so far throughout 2 weeks, it feels like they're just going to be focusing on these two fighting for the main title, and that TBS title is just going to be there.
Be there, you're racking up,
and that takes a women's match away from the show.
So what you should have done, what I would have done instead
Jamie
of
Hayter win.
Well, yeah,
very, very clear.
But I mean, listen, we're not going to talk about your Jamie Hayter pick that you made on the Kicking Out podcast. That's not what we're
fine. I don't care.
Have you shipped that belt out yet?
Yeah, today.
Okay, cool.
Well, no, actually yesterday. It better get there by Sunday because I paid extra for the 2-day.
Oh, nice.
And it's still saying the expected delivery is Monday. I'm like, that ain't 2 days, bitches.
But
Dustin, don't get me started.
We will talk about it. But what I'll say to kind of cap is what I would have done instead of having Anna Jay look like she just got her ass kicked by Megan Bay and Penelope Ford backstage is maybe have her come out and say, remember what we just I saw what you did to Harley, you know what I mean? Because that's what Megan said. She goes, remember what we did to your friend Harley, Hannah? Now it's your turn. I would have rather kept Anna Jay strong and said, hey, remember what you did to my friend Harley? Let's have a match tonight. And then have Tay Mello come out and give me a surprise with a tag match. Do that.
Something. Yeah.
Do that. Be like, I got a partner ready to go, and she's just, blah, blah, blah. But
yeah, but at All In, they'll be on the pre-show. That'll be a tag match on the pre-show. Yeah. And it's like, that's not it's
not the same.
It's just not. It's not what we're doing.
Steak was cooked.
Listen, I'll listen. I don't want to get too into it.
Yeah, you do.
How
do you like your steaks prepared?
Medium rare.
Okay.
Medium rare. Yeah. Do you know today on Firmly, Drew said that he likes it. He doesn't eat meat anymore. Okay. But when he was, maybe this is why, because he doesn't know how to eat meat. Maybe he doesn't, but he said he liked his steaks well done.
Okay.
And I looked at him and I said, excuse me?
Be careful. You yelled at him last week, too, about something. I already forgot about it.
Well, I didn't yell at him.
Oh, because he didn't know Drowning Pool, and now he eats well-done steaks. Man.
Again, listen, I love Drew.
Maybe.
Well-done steaks?
There's a common misconception that is blood. It's not blood. It's something. It's a fancy scientific term.
Yes.
I saw that steak in my first thought. She ain't eating that thing. She
had a few pieces.
And the first bite she took, she had a face like.
Yeah, she was like, who the fuck cooked this?
So listen, I'm not going to lie to you. That took my whole focus from that tag match was Mercedes and that steak. Because I'm thinking to myself, okay, how early did they prepare that steak? Did they try to keep it warm? Did they time out the cooking preparation for when she went out there? Because if you get a cold steak and it's overcooked and it's cold and it's dried out, that's a tough chew, and it's not, that's even the best actors in the world are going to have a tough time selling that's really good.
Yeah, because it's not.
Right.
Because that's not supposed to how you're supposed to eat.
Because the consistency of a steak is really hard to navigate.
Tender. Tender. Yeah.
So she bites into that thing, and I just go, oh, yeah, they overcooked that thing. And then you can see the one piece on the end that was overcooked. And I'm like, who's in charge of cooking steaks in the back room? Where
first of all, at an arena,
genius.
At an arena like that, they brought that steak in. They're not cooking steaks.
They went to the local Outback or something.
Is that what they did? Yeah, they went to the local Longhorn.
Did the
DoorDash
driver do a terrible job getting it there? It was there was
not
steak gate was great, but Tony Storm, man, she bit
just with her bare hands. What a savage
champ.
Yeah,
but even she gave a look like,
of course, because it tasted like shit. I'm sure
she couldn't do it.
I tasted. If you listen, live your best life. All right, that's what I have to say. Live your best.
You pay
life.
for it. Cook it however you want.
If you like your steak well done, bruh, keep an eye on that person. Keep an eye on that person. That is crazy. That's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. Even Scott, it's not bloody. You've been tricked to think it is. That's not. No. That is not
like myoglobin or something. It's
it's not that. It's not that. Now, again, I don't eat them rare. I've seen rare steaks where I'm like, that's barely cooked.
Blue rare. You don't do the blue rare?
Barely cooked. I even can't do that. But a steak in its purest form, I believe, is medium rare. I feel like that is the purest form. Definitely not without ketchup, Dustin. What are you?
I
5?
usually, yeah. Although I will say, had she pulled out a bottle of ketchup, granted, it doesn't go with the whole CEO.
I would have denounced her. I would have denounced her from Boston. I would have denounced her.
Absolutely would have got her some.
I would have been like, she's not. She does not represent Boston anymore. That's what I would have done.
I always ask for medium rare because I know that if, let's say, they slightly overcook it, it's going to be
medium's
okay.
acceptable.
If they undercook it, it's going to be okay. That's usually that's your buffer. But if you say I want a medium well steak and you're screwed. So
yeah,
I go that route.
Yeah. That's just how it is, guys. That's just how.
But
it is.
I mean, listen.
But
I thought that was a weird use of her. Like she's just going to sit out.
Because she was originally booked or promoted as being on commentary for this match.
Then she goes,
she was just like, no, I need some dinner. I need some dinner.
She has table for one. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes eats his steak with ketchup. That's actually true.
Okay, well.
I don't know if he does them well done, but he definitely eats them with ketchup because he is a crazy person.
Literally. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. That's not true. She had a couple bites.
She did eat a couple bites.
She had a couple bites at the beginning, and then she realized it was dog shit, and she was like, all right, I'm not eating this. Just letting it sit there. But she did have a couple bites. She did cut and eat a couple bites at the beginning.
I was like, I kind of wanted her. Admittedly, I was like, I hope Mercedes does like a beat the clock challenge where she tries to finish the steak before the match is over.
Bro.
She's just Randy Sentinel out there, just like mowing down a 72-ounce porterhouse.
Unbelievable.
Mercedes versus food on the
unbelievable.
Remember Man versus Food?
Yeah, I do remember Man versus Food. That was a good show.
That was a great show.
That guy, what was his Adam something?
Adam Richmond or something?
Adam Richmond? Yeah.
He just 72-ounce steak in 22 minutes, but I also got to eat 47 fries and this milkshake.
Yeah, it's really the milkshake that's going to do it. You know? I feel like there were maybe a handful of those where when he went there, I was like, I think I could do that one.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
I think I could do that one.
Not
anymore. Not in my old age.
The hot challenges. No, I can't. I'm out on those.
You're not
spicy
a spicy guy? Do you sweat?
I like spicy food, but I also don't like to murder myself while I eat it.
Usually, the murdering comes after.
So, I will enjoy some spice, but I'm not like, give me the hottest thing you got, and I'm gonna eat 50 wings of the atomic. Whoa!
Something just fell on my desk, bro.
The atomic wall. I'm not doing that because I don't want to be in pain the entire time I eat it. But I do like a little spice. Yeah, Tony ate it no problem, Scott, because Tony is a savage. She's the greatest. I had some dweeb on the internet tell me that she's not a good wrestler, and that was factual.
What?
I was like, you're a dweeb. Tony Storm ate that steak and the greens like a champ because she is going to eat Mercedes Monet's lunch at All In as well.
Really?
I don't know. That's my early thought, but I could be wrong. I might change it. It's still early.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that one.
Yeah.
Nobody put this out on the internet because Tony ate. That's right. She ate and left no crumbs, as my daughter says.
And left no crumbs. That's what the
like so. If you're like looking good, she'll be like, "Damn, you ate and left no crumbs." And I always go, "So did I eat and leave no crumbs today?" And she laughs and goes, "No, you never eat."
Wow. That's how she feels.
Wow. Yeah, she's mean to me.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
she's 15 though.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's right. That's a ripe old age. She hates everybody. So
on another positive note, Owen graduated kindergarten today.
Yeah, congrats.
See the video?
I did.
He's sitting there serving out some names, and he goes,
"Yeah, he yeeted."
I'm glad I got it on video.
Yeah,
good for him. Congratulations to that guy. Yeeted.
I agree.
Tony's gonna eat Mercedes at lunch, dinner. Well, all in's at 3. So, if
it'd be a late lunch.
Be a late lunch. If they main evented, maybe it'd be a dinner. So maybe she ate the dinner. Yeah, she gonna eat this. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah. Well, speaking of, as we're talking about the ladies, a certain lady debuted on Tuesday evening.
Oh yeah.
In the NXT. Formerly known as Mariah May.
Currently known as that lady from AEW.
Former AEW champion right there.
Former AEW champion.
We don't know what she's going to be known as.
She's just glamorous.
Yeah. But she debuted. It was a good little moment. They had this scene where JC Jane was cutting a promo for her first promo as champ, and then basically every other woman in the division came out and was basically like, yeah, I'm coming for that belt. They start brawling. The lights go out, and then that little overhang that NXT has there, Mariah May was there, and she was looking great. She was looking glamorous. They were promoting that NXT just got more glamorous, so they're going to be sticking with that glamour gimmick, which I think obviously is a gimmick that works for her, clearly. But it was reported that there will be a name change of some sort. We just don't know what it is. I assume we'll find out next week on NXT.
Will it have to do with the month of the year? Will she become like Mariah June?
And that wouldn't make sense. I think it would be like, what if she became like
Fabiana August?
No, it has to be a double thing, man. Adriana August.
It doesn't have to.
Yes, it does. It's Mariah May. You keep it going.
Fine. Fine.
I wouldn't mind.
Darla December.
Well, Darla's much. Darla's a bit much.
Nicolette November.
Darla.
Darla.
Darla. Little Rascals, baby. Darla.
Francine February.
Yeah, no. I don't think that would work.
So see, by your own admission, the double thing isn't going to work.
Nah, you can just do like, I don't know. What about, and I think it was Jimmy, I think I saw Jimmy Van retweet it, but what about like the name Monroe being involved? Because she kind of has that Marilyn Monroe, like Mariah Monroe. That's
Maybe.
Right. Is that all right? I think I saw somebody throw that on Twitter, Mariah Monroe.
What's the football team over in England where she's from? Because Ricky Saints, we could do Mariah.
Oh, I don't know. It's probably the soccer team. What city is she from? Do we know?
Mariah Manchester.
Hey. Mariah is her real name, correct? That is her real name?
I don't know that.
Her real first name? Is that true? I don't know.
Glamour Glenda. I like it, Dustin.
Where is she from?
What's the worst month of the year?
The worst month of the year?
Yeah. Like, why is this month even a month?
Probably March.
Yeah, March is it.
March. Who the fuck cares about March?
Yeah. I think July. July's got, I guess.
No, July's got July. Yeah, come on.
June,
but
July,
that's
like
really
one of those dog days is August, maybe.
August is kind of,
Like, I know it's summer month, so everybody's like, "Oh, it's great." But like,
August is the month where, when you're a kid,
yeah,
right?
that's the one.
School's coming. It's still summer, but you're like, "Fuck, I got to go back to school soon."
Yeah. So Agatha August. She's a heel.
Agatha, that was my grandmother's name.
Agatha August,
yeah.
The glamour soup, whatever. The glam can't be the Glamazon. That's already taken.
Shout out to Grammy.
Mariah Mead is
Agatha. Mariah Mead. I don't know.
Because you got JC Jane.
Yeah, you can't do. I was gonna say you can't do June because that would be too close.
Yeah.
But only a few names actually. Only a few months actually. Like April is a name that is used. June is a name that is used. August is a name that is used.
Yeah.
Nobody's named December. Debbie December, baby.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Debbie December. Wait, Mariah Mead is her real name. Oh, that's her real name. Got it. Mariah May Mead is her real name. Triple M.
Oh.
Triple M. All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Breaking it down. You heard it here. If any of those names, if any one of the names that we said in the last 2 minutes make it onto NXT television as Mariah May's new name, you will never hear the end of it.
No.
We will shout it to the rooftops. We will take it to Triple H ourselves and be like, you stole this from us.
Yeah. I don't hate the single.
If she is Ophelia October, come next week.
Yep. I like Ophelia's idea though of just Mariah. Like, what if it's just a single name? That's Mariah.
Just Mariah.
I think that works.
Yeah, she's got the vibe of a single name person.
Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
or Madonna,
Absolutely.
Mariah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I could see that. That could work. I don't mind that.
Olivia October.
I just don't want it to be something
corny. It's gonna
Yes.
be NXT, dude.
No, because Ricky Saints wasn't the worst.
Was the best.
No, but I mean, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse.
Another affiliate. Yeah, so we can have the battle of affiliate pain versus affiliate October. Yes. Let's book it. Let's book it.
I mean,
There's only one affiliate in our lives, so I would immediately dislike affiliate October if that became a wrestler's name because I'm loyal to affiliate pain.
it's fair.
So
It's fair.
So immediately, me and affiliate October got heat, son.
You got the immediate heat, you said?
Immediate heat. If affiliate October debuts in NXT, we got beef because there's only one affiliate in the world, and that is affiliate pain.
Hell yeah.
Sorry about that. Like if a JPJ showed up on AEW TV, I'd be like, F that guy.
Imagine.
I'd be like, listen, I already got a JPJ. I don't need another one.
Dustin, I will be watching When Worlds Collide, but I will not be watching it live. That'll be something probably at some point on Sunday.
Yeah,
I'll dabble in. I'm interested though. The card looks like it's going to be fun.
I got a busy Saturday.
Go to Home Depot? Bed Bath and Beyond.
Bed Bath and Beyond. Oh, I got baseball. We got a birthday party, swimming, and I got to figure out
swimming
if the weather holds. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Friend's got a pool. It's nice summertime. Be out there strutting my stuff in my bikini. No, I won't be. But yeah, no. Worlds Collide looks like it's going to be a good time. It's at 3:00. I'm intrigued on some of the matchups, but it'll probably be a after the fact watch because it's tough. It's tough.
I'm definitely going to want to check out the Gable Vikingo match. That should be very good. That should be very,
Stephanie
very
good. And
Stephanie Vickers in the tag match. Yep, she's pulling double duty on Saturday. She'll be in the Money in the Bank.
I'm surprised they didn't have Grande Americano pull double duty. To be honest with you, I thought that made sense, but he's only going to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match. So
yeah, it's very weird. It's very weird how you have one of the greatest luchadors of all time there for you
under your umbrella, and you're just like,
just like, no, we just want him on our show later on tonight. Yeah. Very bizarre. Very bizarre.
Super bizarre.
I was a little shocked by that as well. You know who I need to learn more about? Mr. Iguana. You seen this?
No, I have not.
He's one of the guys that's wrestling.
I saw you tweet about it.
Collide.
Yeah.
And his name is Mr. Iguana. And I am intrigued. He has a mask with some face paint. He has an iguana, like sock puppet of sorts,
like a cobra, like
Santino style. It's a little bit more than just
Okay.
I need to know about that guy.
Check that guy out. To Google.
I need to know more about that guy. Let me tell you, Mr. Iguana.
Don't get me wrong. Listen, I watch as much as I possibly can, but I don't catch everything. So I like when we do these Worlds Collide things and these crossover events. Gives me a chance to learn some new wrestlers and get familiar with some. Like I said, Tekla. I'm not going to sit here and act like I knew who that was before. I knew the name, but I never really watched her. She's fantastic. So Mr. Iguana might be the guy. Mrs. Pluggo's in the chat. Hi, honey. How are you, Mrs. Pluggo? The love of my life, the apple of my eye, the reason I wake up in the morning.
Wow.
How you doing? Good looking, by the way.
Wow.
What are you doing later? Slide in them DMs, Mrs. P.
Wow. Jesus, keep it in your pants.
Listen, I started this podcast strictly to flirt with my wife.
Wait, what?
Just for the chick.
That's why.
I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say the chicks. The chick.
Fair.
The babe.
Fair. You wake up because your alarm goes on. It's true. Sadly, really one of the worst sounds of all time, isn't it?
And I wake up miserable. I go, oh, do I have to?
Why do I have to wake up early?
Yeah, Stephanie hypes will be on whenever she gets here in mere minutes. So we'll save the Money in the Bank talk. But let's talk about. You ever see them TikToks of those people that are like, when your alarm goes off in the morning, you should be more like, man, I get to start my day. Not, I get to start my day. I tried that. It doesn't work. I go, oh man, I have to go to work today. This dude's like, you should be like, you get to go to work.
Yeah,
you get to have a job
today. Let's attack the day. Yeah.
I'm like 5:30. I'm like,
You know when I would like to attack the day? 9:15. That's when I would like to attack the day. It would be great to start attacking the day at 10:30 a.m., baby. That's a good time to attack the day. Not at fucking 4 a.m.
Or that one dude who's now going, I got 3 days in one. From 6 to noon is a day. From noon to 6 is a day. And then 6 to midnight is a whole nother day.
Yeah,
I've got,
midnight,
he goes, I got 21 days in a week. You only got 7 days. I'm beating you right out the gate. And I go, good for you, man.
Yeah. You do you, brother.
I can't manipulate time.
Yeah.
I'm not a wizard, dude.
Yeah. You do you. Kiss my ass. Kiss my ass with that.
Do you realize that I had to stay up last night to 12:15 to watch Fyter Fest?
Yeah, exactly. I had to do a post show on Body Slam. I was up till 2 a.m.
Yeah, you're crazy for that. I was like, when I saw that, I go, I don't envy him right now. That's going to be all.
No.
Not that you don't love working with Auntie Collins.
Oh, of course.
It's like
fantastic.
2 a.m. Whew.
That's late, man.
That's tough.
That's late. Oh, man, I was just going to say something, but I forgot. Damn it. Oh, I lost it. Damn it. Pluggo, I had something good.
Yeah, Mrs. Pluggo was not a fan of the Fyter Fest. So here's the situation with... I was
not a fan.
Well, because she had to go... She says right here, move to another room because I couldn't sleep with the announcers going off. She kept telling me to turn it down a little more. I was at like... You know how it goes like 0 to 100 on your like volume? I was at like 4. And she's like...
That's my favorite. That's my favorite thing. Can you turn it down a little bit? I can't hear it right now, as it is right now.
But then she's like, just go to bed. And I'm like, I gotta stay. I gotta make it.
Yeah, we gotta listen.
I'm almost there.
We gotta do it. We gotta finish
the
story.
There. And the only room in the house that has the HBO Max hooked up is in the bedroom. The other TVs don't have it. And I just haven't done the legwork to like install it and everything. So I was I should have warned her.
Yeah. That's fair. Man, that's so, and we got to do. Listen, again, it's just hopefully next week the pacing of the show is a little bit
figured out,
more spread out. Have they announced that they're doing it the same way, where it's going to be in Dynamite then in a Collision? I know they're just calling it.
Well, here's the thing. They didn't announce it for Fyter Fest though, so don't expect them to announce it that they're going to do it as a Dynamite and a Collision, because he did not, as far as I saw, announce that as a Dynamite and a Collision. He just said it's a 4-hour special event.
Lovely.
Right. So that's how they. So which again, we're complaining about more wrestling,
yes,
but
exactly.
It is a bummer when the first 2 hours of the show is like, yeah, cool, that was awesome, and then it kind of tails off because you didn't put the other 2 hours as important as the first two, and those are the two that you need to keep us right. We're gonna sit there from 8 to 10 because that's what we do every Wednesday religiously. We're gonna sit there from 8 to 10. We're gonna be, but if you want to keep me from 10 to midnight, give me a little bit more.
Yeah, it needs to be more balanced, because those last 2 hours, again, not a bad show.
Yeah,
but after the first 2 hours that you gave me, those last 2 hours did not cut the mustard, as they used to say. They did not cut the mustard, man.
I just got word that Stephanie's running a few minutes behind, so she will be here as soon as she can.
She's off the show.
She show up whatever she wants. So we'll do this. Well, if there was anything else that we want to talk about, bring it up, JPJ from the week. But if you have non-related Money in the Bank questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. We will answer them, and we will vamp until the one, the only Stephanie Hypes gets here. How about that?
That's fair.
Maybe smash that like button. Maybe hit that follow button. Maybe tell your friends to come hang out with us and Stephanie Hypes. I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you.
What do you want to talk about, Pluggo? Anything on your mind that is not Money in the Bank related?
Outside of just, like I said, the bummer stuff with R-Truth, not really. Wrestling related, no, I think we covered most of it, but is there anything else in the world? Like I said, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I will say for the stuff that we saw, I really liked the Will Ospreay promo from last night. I liked how he's playing it, how he's trying to get them to work together. Listen, okay. And I know last week you were very firm about Hangman being the guy, that they need to do it. They need to don't mess around.
Yeah, don't mess
cut
around.
the shit. Yeah, Mr. Bruv. That was the only thing that Action Andretti said that made me laugh. Mr. Bruv. Ospreay should make a shirt that says Mr. Bruv. But this is all building to if Hangman is going to win at All In, Swerve is going to be.
He's going to help him.
Right, that's the last thing, right? Is Swerve is going to be the one that finally help. Like the last thing that happens is Swerve doing whatever he does to kind of put Hangman over the hump.
So are you telling me Hangman Adam Page last night after that promo that you cut, after I sat here and said you're the guy, and I still think you're the guy, are you honestly going to sit here and tell me that if Swerve Strickland came out, helped you out, Jon Moxley's on the mat, knocked out cold because of Swerve Strickland, you're not going to lay on top of him for the 1, 2, 3 and win the AEW World Champion? You're going to go, I said I didn't want your help, and walk away from championship gold because of your pride? I don't think so.
No. I think well, first and foremost, I think that if this match does not main event, I think Hangman could be in trouble. But if this is the main event, my perception is Swerve does something that puts Hangman over the top, and Hangman wins the title, but then I think Hangman resents Swerve for it. And then that's kind of where you go. And then you just kind of you move on to Hangman and Swerve for the title, feuding and hating each other. Like Ospreay said in the promo, for one night, the enemy is Moxley, guys. For one night. This is all I'm trying to tell you. We just one night, and then once it's over and we have the belt back, then you guys can go on and kill each other again. Like, that's it. We just need one night.
That's why I think this is main eventing the show. I think Tony Storm and Mercedes Moné absolutely could and should maybe main event the show. Okada and Ospreay, Okada and Omega that we just got announced last night could be, but this, I think the way that they're presenting this is the main event, because this Ospreay's saying we're gonna get the belt back, and that's your main event end of the night moment, is Hangman holding up that belt after taking it out of the briefcase and dethroning the Death Riders who have had a chokehold on your roster, whether it's been executed properly or not. That is up to interpretation and subjective, of course, but that's your main event. That is, everybody's going to come out, all the Death Riders, Swerve and Hangman, and Ospreay, it's going to Ospreay's going to be there, and they're going to do everything they can to neutralize the Death Riders, so it could be a one-on-one fight with Hangman and Ospreay, or Hangman and Mox. It's going to be a thing. That's your main event.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it feels like. That's what it feels like we're doing.
It's got to be, right? Like,
yeah.
How could you possibly do all of that stuff that they talked about last night at the opener, as the opener?
Yeah.
You just be like, because it would just be like, huh? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's got a main event. It's got to be a big thing. God, Barack Ronnie in the corner of the screen is killing me.
All right, you gonna make it?
Yeah,
you gonna make it?
I just kind of have to go like this. I need to put like a piece of paper up on my.
Yeah, I was gonna say, just put like a sticker over it, just for the next month. Just put like a little sticky note over it, so you don't have to watch them.
Or we do this.
Yeah, but he's still on the screen though.
Right? I know, yeah, and I don't like being on that side. It's weird.
Yeah. I don't
know.
The
Young Bucks. Scott said the Young Bucks might get involved. The cost, costing. That's the thing. You're gonna see because again, the way Ospreay's talking is he's rallying the AEW side of the troops to make sure that Hangman leaves as champ.
Yes.
Don't think for a second the EVPs aren't going to have a say in that, and then the rest of the Death Riders. So it's going to become this. And I just don't know how you do that at 4:00 in the afternoon at the middle of the show.
Well, again, yes, I would think that this will be the main event. Yeah. However, if for some reason this match does not go on as the main event, Hangman's not winning.
Is it possible that Darby could make it back for All In as an appearance at the end? Maybe, but I don't know if he's still on the mountain.
He won't be on the mountain by then.
I don't know how long it takes to scale Everest. I have trouble getting up and down the stairs,
bro. I wouldn't make it if they would like. I wouldn't have made it. I would have been like, just leave me up here. Just leave me up here and let me deal with it. I'll deal with it up here.
The most extensive Mount Everest information I have is Mr. Deeds.
Mr. Deeds, what a
remember when
that is.
Mr. Deeds where his like Preston Waters III died today on the top of Mount. He's like frozen.
He's frozen with the I do remember that. Mr. Deeds. Wow.
Mr. Deeds, dude.
Was that Winona Ryder was the love interest in that one?
She was the love interest in that
John
one.
Turturro was the butler, the funny butler.
The funny butler. Can I change your
Steve Buscemi was the crazy-eyed guy in the prison.
Yep.
Pizza with the Oreos on it.
Mr. Crazy Eyes, yep. Deeds had that frostbitten foot. That was just gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What a pull that is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, that was in like that those are okay. When you're talking about Sandler, that's like in that to me, that's like in the B level group. Deeds.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? You got the A level, you got Billy Madison, you got Happy Gilmore.
Waterboy.
I would throw Waterboy in there. I would throw Wedding Singer in there. The A.
Yeah. Wedding Singers. I watched that the other day.
Yeah. Big Daddy. I would put in the A. And then you start getting into the B level. Like, although 50 First Dates is quite good. Quite good.
It's quite good. And on Happy Gilmore too, July 25th. But enough messing around. If she gives me the thumbs up, I'm gonna bring her in. Oh, she gave me 2 thumbs up. The legend herself, Stephanie Hypes, is back in the mix. Stephanie, welcome in. And what's your favorite Adam Sandler movie?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, no sound.
Wait, she's muted.
Muted. No.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. We're good.
First of all, hi guys.
Hi.
My favorite guys in the world. So that's a hard question. For anyone who knows me and knows that my crush, my celebrity crush is Adam Sandler.
Oh, dang,
so
let's go.
It's actually pretty hilarious that
we were vamping.
Were you like I have a problem picking a movie. I think off the top of my head it's Mr. Deeds.
Oh,
but I also love Anger Management.
Anger Management's a good one. That's a good one.
Anger Management's so good.
Yeah.
Mr. Deeds probably like to watch over and over and over again. I love that one. I love Bedtime Stories. He has so many good ones, guys. Like and of course there's his classics, right? Happy Gilmore. There's the second one coming out.
Yeah.
Billy Madison, excuse me. Yeah. What's the one with the little boy? Big Daddy.
Big Daddy's a good one.
Yes.
That was like the first one he did where he like it was kind of family, but it was still the raunchy. That was like a good that was like the first one with the good mix of that raunchy comedy Sandler, but with family elements. And then he started gradually just kind of going more towards kind of more family orientated movies. Well,
the funniest part is, and people are going to totally be upset with me about this probably, but I'm actually not a big fan of the early raunchy stuff. I love Adam Sandler, but I just watched Happy Gilmore in length, in full for the first time 2 weeks ago because I'm like, well, the second one's coming out. I probably should go back and actually watch this thing from start to finish.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's okay. I still, compared to his other stuff, 50 First Dates, man, like, come on.
It's a good one. I personally think his best movie is The Wedding Singer. I think that's I very much enjoy The Wedding Singer a lot.
Okay, this is one people probably haven't seen a lot. It was on Netflix for a very short time, but it's actually one of my favorite movies of his, and it's a little more serious. It's called The Cobbler. So if you ever have a chance to see that movie, he's an old cobbler, basically, who cobbles shoes. Yeah. But the story is very interesting. It has Method Man in it. It's very interesting. So watch that one. Also, what's the one where he's the gamer, and they have to save the world from the
Click.
No.
Not
Click. Not Click. No, Game Over. It's like Game Over.
Game Over.
Is that what it was called?
No, what's it called?
No, it's a one-word name.
Pixels.
Yeah,
it took me.
That was good. That was fun. That was a fun movie.
Love that. That movie's actually very cute.
Yeah, that was a fun movie.
My kids had a Pixels run early just because they like the stuff on the screen, but I was like, some of the material you can't watch this. So. No. But
if you like serious Adam Sandler, one of his, it's an earlier one, but he did a movie called Punch Drunk Love. Paul Thomas
Yes.
Anderson directed it.
Yes.
Very good. Very, very good. One of his better
What's
movies.
the one also? There's one where he. Let me think. Hold on. I might be
He did
mixing up people.
Spanglish as well. He wasn't the star of it.
That is
He
one of
wasn't
my
the-
favorite
yeah.
rom-coms.
Yeah,
of that
he's not the
movie. Like,
star of it, but he's a supporting. But he's good.
Yeah.
He's really good in that movie. That's a good movie as well.
I mean,
Yeah, and Dustin saying shout out
to Penelope Cruz. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just
Dustin shouting out Grown Ups movies. Yeah, those are underrated.
grown-ups. Absolutely.
The
What's
comedy
the one?
legends just having some fun.
See, now you guys have me googling.
This is
I can't-
because this
I
is
always
all
can't remember
because
names.
Stephanie, before you got on here, the only Mount Everest knowledge I have is from Mr. Dietz.
That's how this all
really?
started.
I was like, remember when Preston Water, whatever his name was, he climbed Mount Everest and died. He froze up there and died. That is my
Uh-huh.
Mount Everest knowledge of how long it takes to get up and down a mountain.
See Cobbler. Oh, Blended. I love Blended. Hustle. Have you seen Hustle?
I did watch Hustle. That was pretty good.
Hustle is so good. Remember the Zohan?
Oh,
Or,
yeah.
No, you don't mess with the Zohan.
You don't mess with the
Oh my
Zohan.
god, that movie is so stupid. I love it. Like
Yeah.
it's so dumb.
Yeah.
Chuck and Larry. He has so many.
That's a good one too. I liked Little Nicky. I was a big fan of Little Nicky as
Little
well.
Nicky. The one that I was actually referring to, and I couldn't remember. Reign Over Me. It's one of his
with Don
one of his series movies with Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle, right?
And it
Yeah.
is fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic movie.
And the movie that he did, look at Funny People as well. It's a longer movie, but that one with Seth Rogen and Judd Apatow was pretty good as well. Look at
yes,
he's one of the goats for a
I
reason.
could be here all day talking.
Yeah,
about
he's one of the
Adam
goats for a
Sandler,
reason.
so don't-
From around my parts, from around where New England, Manchester, New Hampshire, I believe he's from, not far from where I sit.
And his sister
But-
actually, his sister lives in my city, so he's actually here a lot.
I'd have to do some digging because we've done so many episodes of this podcast, but I think we did an Adam Sandler movie draft at one time.
We probably did. We
I
probably
think
did.
we
We used to do
did.
drafts
Where
at
was
the
I
end.
at? Where was
Yeah,
I
right?
at?
Yeah,
we'll,
we
have,
used to-
we'll have to bring it back officially one time and do it with you and do like a three-teamer.
Yeah,
Hello.
3-team draft.
yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good time.
That was years. That was like probably early on. But
Yeah.
sorry, we just threw you right into the fire there. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm tired. You know, I got a lot of messages today actually about, are you coming to Los Angeles? Are you going to be
Yeah.
here for Money in the Bank? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
My venue has 4 events going on this week
Wow.
3 shows and a indoor football league game. So it's a very busy week for our venue. So I had no chance to get away. I have
Yeah.
a show tomorrow night and I have one on Sunday.
It's
So
always nice to get those messages. It's also a little like, oh, like I would love to, but
I would love
Yeah.
to be there.
I
I'll
just
say
feel
this:
like-
I've been to Money in the Bank before. It is very exciting. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
If I hadn't done it before, I would have probably tried to make a point. But I've done it. I've seen it. Not that it's not great every time, but
Yeah.
I'm fine missing it. It's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Worked out for us bearded fellas because now we get to have you on to talk about it. Because you'd probably be out there playing Top Golf or something, or hanging out
And
tonight,
beating everybody. No, I'm just kidding.
beating everybody up.
Sure.
No, don't.
The quietest. Listen, Stephanie was the quiet assassin. Everyone else got the press from that weekend.
Yeah,
But Stephanie was
a
the
quiet
assassin, just
I suck at
dominating.
golf, so I was kind of surprised to be honest.
Yeah,
with you.
just dominating quietly. But yes, no, that was a good time. I do feel like, yeah, since we've gotten opportunities, whenever I see the people I've met that I've kind of built stronger relationships with or built friendships, because we met for the first time just not too long
SummerSlam.
ago. At SummerSlam, right? And then we
Cleveland? Was that
become,
Cleveland?
yeah, it was in Cleveland,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cleveland.
And then we had a great time that weekend. We kind of met each other for the first time. We hung out at a few of the things, and now you've been on here
I
a
got
bunch of
stuck
times.
between two. I got stuck between 2 beers.
There you
at
go.
Damian
Yeah,
Priest.
at the Damian Priest thing.
Event?
I'm turning away
Literally?
from you so you don't see me cry.
We're
I'm
just-
like,
we're
oh,
all
this wall
emotional.
over here. This wall over here is no.
First
three
of
of us-
all, it's because
All 3 of
we
us
had
were
to-
all teary-eyed the whole time.
I'm like,
and
oh,
and he's all
We had-
turning this way. I'm like, it's okay, bro.
we had to run over there too because we were late and we're out of breath. Then we're all sad and emotional. It's just not a good mix of
And then they
things.
took our phones, and I'm like, hold on. I'm like, can't we plug my phone into the portable charger while it's
yeah,
in this bag, please?
Please.
Because
Damn
it's
it.
almost dead.
yeah. Nope. But
And now you're back on beards because you are one of the absolute best people in the world.
Hell yeah!
So happy
If
to
I
have
had a
you.
beard, I'd fit right in.
Right? I mean, you fit in anyway, but even if you did, I mean, that'd be unbelievable.
Next time you got
to grow it out.
This Saturday evening, emanating from Los Angeles, California.
The Intuit Dome, right?
The Intuit Dome, which is going to be
Is
cool.
it Intuit? I thought it was Crypto.com.
No, they're doing Staples. This one's a Staples. Yeah, crypto. Right, that's Staples.
Okay, well then I'm going to have to redo my article because I thought it was
Intuit is where the Netflix. Wait, are they in Intuit?
I don't know.
Let's go look because I assumed it was Crypto.com Arena.
It might be
Intuit
because
I might not
Intuit
have
was where
looked.
they did the Netflix debut, right?
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. But
you might be right. I'm not gonna let's. This
but
is what the
spoiler alert!
For.
Tomorrow at lovewrestling.ca, I have a power ranking of all 12 competitors in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and I power rank them on who has the best chance of win. And I right out of the gate said it was at the Intuit Dome in Los Angeles.
It may or may not be the right.
No, you were right. It is at the Intuit Dome.
Thank God, I don't have to do any editing. Let's go.
You are at the So it's technically in Inglewood, California.
Inglewood.
But
Absolutely.
yes, we have Money in the Bank. Now, earlier in the day, there is going to be When Worlds Collide, which is we talked about it briefly. It looks like it's going to be a fun show. We do have one person double dipping and wrestling on both shows. Stephanie Vaquer, which we'll get into when we talk about the ladies' Money in the Bank match. But we have 4 matches so far. I don't know if a 5th one will be added on SmackDown tomorrow, but I do expect 3 of these matches to go for quite a while. So it could stay at 4.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
The ladder matches, I'm assuming they're giving the ladder matches at least an hour.
I would think.
And
to an hour and a half.
And then the Logan Paul, John Cena.
And I expect the tag match. And I'm going to be honest.
45.
I do think that match probably main events the show, but that's where I want to start. Because I think
main event the show.
The only reason why I think it. Okay, I agree. I
know, because they're gonna have something happen at the end, and it's probably that stupid twig-looking rapper, whatever his name is, and
okay,
you have to be more specific. There's a lot of twig-looking rappers out there in the game.
Travis Scott.
There's probably a rapper out there called Little Twig.
Travis Scott, and I'm gonna be annoyed, and it's okay.
Yeah. Well, my thing is, there are
no Kylie Jenner's baby daddy. How about that?
That is true.
I'm just kidding. She only has one, right? She only has the one baby.
She has 2 babies by him.
Okay.
Yeah.
They get confused. I get confused with the Kardashian.
I know.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there is.
Mrs. Pluggo watches Keeping Up with the Kardashians because she likes that kind of TV where she's just like, I don't like these people, but it's hard not to.
I do the same. I'm exactly the same.
Yeah,
Plus, I like Chloe. Not to get on a tangent, but I like Chloe. Like out of all of them,
she seems like the most normal one.
Chloe like the most normal and down to earth, and she's been through a lot of shit, and so that's the reason why I watch is for her. The other ones are I'm like whatever. Okay,
it's fair.
Cool.
It's fair. My thing that kind of why I think this will main event, even though I would like it not to. I would like the women's ladder match to main event.
It
should. Do you see the lineup?
I was gonna say
we're gonna go over it, but in that
I'm on record of saying this might be the most stacked women's ladder match
I think it is the best
in the top to bottom.
I think it's the best mix they've had in a long time. Those 6 are very good. My thing is, again, there's 4 world champions in this company, and not one of them are defending their titles on this show. I don't know how neither of the women are. Like, what are they doing?
Technically, they're not defending it yet. They could defend it if they get cashed in on.
And that's part of the reason why I think the tag match main events, because both men's world champions are in that match. So if the men's Money in the Bank match happens earlier, you could potentially do a tease of sorts if you wanted to, because we know it's going to be drama.
The only way it main events is if someone's cashing in on someone at the end.
Personally, I would like this match to probably open the show with it. And then we can kind of move on from there. But let me do something fancy here. Let me do this, and then we're gonna do this. Hold on, wait.
Oh, look at
there we go. Boom.
Hey, Barakarani's gone.
For just a smidge, he'll be back. He'll be back.
See ya, nerd.
He'll be back. But this is where we're gonna start. It is the tag match. It is John Cena teaming with Logan Paul going up against the returning
Fancy.
Cody Rhodes, his first match back since returning, and the
2v1 is back, baby.
Yeah, the world heavyweight champion, Mr. Jey Uso. See, the only thing about this, instead of doing it the other way, is when I get this off the screen, I have to like.
Hello?
Yeah, see,
Whoa.
it's just so much different now. Hold on, wait, ready? Because now I have to go back to this, and then I have to go back to this, because otherwise it's different. But anyway, tag match.
Yeah.
Obviously, John Cena. Well, we haven't talked to you in a little bit. How are you feeling about John Cena and how this is going since the heel turn and win at WrestleMania?
I had higher hopes. I'm fine with the heel turn. First of all, I think some people are complaining about that. I'm fine with the heel turn. It was unexpected. The whole thing with The Rock and all that seemed very convoluted and above my pay grade. So I'm just like, whatever. Either The Rock's involved or he's not. And this whole thing with him not keeping kayfabe, and he just kind of is explaining to people kind of what's happening, and I'm like, what are you doing? What? I know it's for the casuals that follow him, and I get that, but anyway, I like it. I was hoping for more. But I like it. And I like it because he's getting to do this final run from a different light. Mm-hmm. You can tell it's still emotional for him. I think it was, what was the last pay-per-view?
Backlash.
Was it Backlash?
Or do you count Saturday night's main event when he faced?
No, that doesn't.
No, it was
he fought Randy.
Backlash.
Yeah, he fought Randy.
Yeah, because you could tell that match meant a lot to him. Mm-hmm. The fans started chanting for him on his way out, and you saw him starting to get emotional. Mm-hmm. And as he's walking up the ramp, he does that thing where he puts the title kind of behind his back and like he doesn't care about it, whatever. But they were chanting his name when he did that, and he kind of put his head down for a second, and you could tell he was crying, and you could tell he was trying not to look at the camera. Because he usually looks over his shoulder like this. He didn't do it that time. Yeah. He just kind of put his head down and he walked to the back. And I was like, this is, it has to be cool for him from his perspective because he's been a face his whole career. Mm-hmm. He's getting some boos, but the fans are still telling him, thank you. Right? Yeah. Thank you. And I think that's actually pretty cool. They could do something different. Again, I was expecting a little more from this. It's lacking something for me. The whole Travis Scott thing at WrestleMania, you should have probably, you guys,
The Rock, who was the one that did this and did all this stuff, and now he's just non-existent.
Well, you guys should see the press box, like at WrestleMania. Like it was, like we were all like, what?
Yeah, no, it was just like,
I bet. I was not thrilled. I was like, that's all? That's all.
Yeah, Cody's back, though. I'm looking forward to kind of seeing the comeback from him basically whipping John back into the reality and making him face again eventually before the end of this year. So I'm here for the story. I'm just kind of here for the ride. But so far, I'm like, it's lacking something. And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. So, Cody is back. This is his first match back since WrestleMania. But obviously, Cena's been winning the majority of his matches that he's doing for obvious reasons, and him being the champ. You got Logan Paul, you got Jay. Jay is defending his world title 2 days after this match on Raw against Gunther.
So he brought up an excellent point on Monday where he's like, Jay, you just keep running to the aid of all these people, and you got me in 2 days, dude. I don't. It's not smart.
He's right. He's correct.
Yeah. He is correct.
Might see Jay lose that title.
I mean, and what better way to try, and I use the word try, to get Cena heat by teaming him with one of the most hated people in the world, which is Logan Paul.
Yeah,
100%.
I mean,
100%.
I see why they're doing it, and it should be a good tag match, honestly. I'm looking forward to it, but I was just like, this is why they're doing this. Yeah. To get him a little bit more heat on him. But it's John Cena. You're either gonna boo him or cheer him. Same when he was face, right? So
yeah. So who do we think wins this tag match? Do we think Cody with his first match back? I mean, I can only envision Logan Paul taking the fall.
I think
The other three guys to me, I feel like don't take the
Cena
pin.
gets pinned.
You think Cena gets pinned? All right.
Yeah, because the title's not on the line. So I think Cena will get pinned.
Yeah.
It's by who? Is it Jay?
Is it Cody? Cody pinned Cena, and that's how we get Cena Cody too.
Because it has to happen. It has to happen again. So I think that's kind of your catalyst to.
Or you
Cena,
could have
Cody
Jay
too.
get the pinfall to kind of make him look strong and going into his title defense.
Oh, with Gunther.
A couple nights later.
Sure.
So if Jay pins Logan, or Cena's been talking shit to Jay for a couple weeks now, so maybe Jay pins Cena.
Maybe Jay pins Cena, and Cena's like, "Oh, even Jay can do what you couldn't, Cody." Right?
Yeah,
like
something.
I think Cena takes the pin here. I just hope Travis Scott isn't involved because I will literally be so pissed.
Over under, John Cena has become very fond in this heel run of the belt to the head, low blow combination. He's patented over under 1.5 low blows from Mr. Cena. This main event here. There's two people out there.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if he does. If he hits
two, gets the two. I could see a scenario too where maybe Cena and Cody somehow eliminate themselves from the proceedings, and it's just Logan and Jay ends up taking care of Logan, and then they brawl off outside the ring or something, or into the crowd, and then that's how you get Cena, Cody, and they're not even involved. But I think it would be kind of silly. I think you're right. I think Cena has to be pinned, or there needs to be some true involvement there where we go, oh shit, John Cena just took a pin. Holy shit. I think that would be a huge one.
Well, to your point, they made it a tag match, right? So there's kind of no disqualification, if you will. So to your point, they could do that. They could go off into the audience, fighting, doing all of that stuff. So it's very possible that might happen. I think in the end, though, someone's going to get in the ring. Someone's going to get pinned. I think it's Cena. The ref's probably going to get knocked out again 12 times. It's going to be chaos. So to JP's point, it's probably going to end up being the main event because of this. Because it's just going to be a big show.
Well, it's the big show. Sorry, you said it's going to be a big show.
Big pop.
The big show? Bring that back, Netflix. Let's go. You're bringing back Happy Gilmore. Bring us back the big show.
Remember that? Yeah, that was actually an all right show.
I actually never saw it.
I watched it. It was only the one season. Listen, it was it is exactly what you think it was going to be. But it wasn't bad. It was all right. But I think we're all in agreement because Pluggo, you said that you think Cody and Jay are winning too?
Cody and Jay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement because I do think the baby faces end up victory.
You can, it's Cody Rhodes, right? And it's Jey Uso. So if they lost, they're fine. But also, it just makes more sense that Cody gets the win and Cena's let's do it again, prove it wasn't a fluke type deal.
Yeah,
it's hard for Cody to be give me another shot, even though you just beat me in this tag match too.
Remember, this also all depends on how Money in the Bank men's match goes down, because that could be a factor. Who's okay? Sorry, I know we're jumping ahead here. But
no, I was going to say that was actually I was gonna intertwine into that. So let me try. Hold on, let me try to do.
Not me jumping the gun. Sorry.
No, we're good.
You do whatever you want around here, Stephanie. You can steer this ship all the time. I don't care.
So, so we have these. We got LA Knight, we got Solo Sikoa, we got Penta, we got Andrade, we got El Grande Americano, and we have Seth Rollins. So these are the 6 guys involved. And I do agree that if the tag match main events, whoever wins this earlier in the evening could come into play potentially because both world champions are in that tag match.
So the only one that makes sense to me, the only 2 that make sense to me is Solo Sikoa, because he has history with Cody Rhodes and all of them, or Seth Rollins, because he already said, I'm coming after that title, Jay, or I'm going after Jay, whatever he said.
Yeah.
So those are the only 2 that make sense to me. And as far as the main event goes, or as far as that tag match goes with the champions, those are the only 2 that would connect storyline wise to win this match and have them be involved. So which begs the question: who wins this match?
Exactly. So
Well,
we'll keep this here because this will be. The next
I
match
look
we
at
talk
this and I go, like if you look at it, you just go Seth Rollins, right? You're like,
Mhm.
Seth's the guy. He's the biggest star of the 6. He's the one that proclaimed that he's going to have control of the game if he wins this thing. But as I watch what's transpired the last 2 weeks on Raw, he's eliminated Sammy and Punk, and they're inconspicuously not on this card. I have a feeling they're going to take him out of here, and like. So then if you think about storyline stuff, you're like you said, Solo. But then I think this is a perfect opportunity for the WWE, if they wanted to do it, to maybe give it to a guy like LA Knight or Penta and just let him hold on to it for a little while, right? And let them build up another guy that has that kind of hanging over. And like Damien held that thing forever, didn't he? Till almost WrestleMania. Till WrestleMania.
They're big on Penta, man.
Yeah. I see him in the IC title run first, but he could be a guy that could win it. I don't know. This is
LA Knight.
LA Knight's a guy.
He stayed in mid card, so it's kind of due for him to kind of get up to the main title scene and try it out. I just don't. I think this is my prediction. I think Solo Sikoa is winning. Because to your point, I would have picked Seth Rollins, but he has a lot of people. He has a big target on his back, and even though he has Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker in his corner, I think CM Punk and Sammy will be a factor here. So I think Seth is going to be taken out, which leaves Solo, because I can see Solo holding the briefcase and maybe for the first time going after a mid card title with it, because you literally have his cousin holding the United States Championship. And what if Solo's teasing like, oh, like he's like, oh, you wouldn't come after me though. He's like, oh no. You know what I mean? That would be different. That would be different. But I could also see LA Knight taking this. But I'm gonna pick Solo Sikoa.
What about a Grande Americano? Shocking the world.
Dark horse. We got Scott in the chat saying that he thinks he wins and cashes it in at Triple Mania against Vikingo. I think that is one of the worst ideas I've ever heard in my life.
Who's that? Kick them out of the chat.
No, we like Scott.
No,
I'm just joking.
That is that.
I'm joking.
He said it on my on the show I do in the morning today too, and I was like, that would be.
You know who needs it? You know who needs it here?
Andrade.
Give it to him and let him hold it and build him back up into the star we know he can be. Because that's what the Money in the Bank was designed for at the beginning of time, not to. But it's Solo and.
I think Stephanie fell asleep.
Oh, okay.
I'm
sorry. Did you say Andrade? I'm sorry.
Wow. The shade.
Tell us how you really feel.
Listen. The man is an incredible wrestler. He's an incredible talent.
Yeah.
He's boring as shit to me.
That's fair.
Here's the comparison, and I hate to compare, but look at the charisma and star power and visuals, if you will, Penta brought in upon his debut. He makes you watch him. He makes you pay attention. He makes you want to root for him. You have everyone doing this. Like, kids don't even know what this means. They're just over here like, yeah, whatever. The man's a star. I don't look at Andrade and go, yeah, that guy's a star. I go, God, he's a great wrestler. And there's nothing wrong with that. He's just not, he doesn't have the it, if you will. Penta does. And again, no matter what you do, he makes you want to watch him. And so that's what makes it difficult for me. That's what made me wake up and go, okay, Andrade's missing something. Andrade was the biggest star when he had Zelina next to him and talking for him. And she was kind of like the spice and the charisma for them, right?
Yeah.
That's what he's missing. He's missing someone to kind of give him that extra something. Because it's missing. It's just missing for me. Don't take away his great wrestling abilities at all. But and he'll be amazing in this match. We've seen him in a lot of matches. He goes off. It's crazy. But I don't think he'd be.
He's in this match for those spots.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
him,
Penta,
Penta, and Chad
yeah.
Gable. I'm sorry.
Penta is
Ronda
hitting.
and Mary
I'm sorry. Chad Gable is not.
Yeah,
on
not
this
in this
card.
match,
Not on
actually.
this
Chad
card.
Gable
Gable
was
is
overlooked
not-
again.
He's at
Yes.
Worlds Collide.
He's at Worlds Collide.
He got screwed
Yes.
out of his qualifying match.
Yeah, I was like,
Yes.
Chad Gable is being overlooked again. So
He even put on the extra fake spray tan for his qualifying match and did not come up and didn't qualify.
Yeah,
not the extra fake.
He
LA
was
Knight would be
he
cool.
was
I could see
extra
LA
tan.
Knight winning. I could see
Yeah.
LA Knight winning. Solo Sikoa. Everyone, I think, is assuming Seth Rollins, but he has some other factors in play.
yeah.
I'm going with Solo here.
If they want, though, real quick, I'll let you go, JPJ. But if they want to establish this new Seth Rollins thing as like unstoppable, then he's still up there in terms of like it's a chance.
Like,
he can
imagine
win.
him holding the briefcase. How much more diabolical?
Yeah, which is I get, but I just feel like he of all the he does not need. He's
No,
Seth
for sure.
Rollins,
He
dude.
doesn't
He
need
should
it.
be able to fight
He
for the
doesn't
title
need it.
just because he's Seth. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't
It's
need
like
it.
it's like Charlotte Flair. She
Yeah,
doesn't
I mean-
need a title.
Yeah,
She's Charlotte Flair. You don't need a qualifying match. Just go and say, "I'm fucking Charlotte Flair.
Exactly.
I want a title match." Right?
Hey
I'm Seth
Jay,
Rollins.
I want to fight
I
you at
want a title
SummerSlam.
match.
I'm Seth fucking Rollins. I want to fight you at.
And
SummerSlam
as
for the
we've
title.
learned, Jay
Absolutely.
will say yes to anybody.
Correct.
Jace never said no to
Anybody, anytime.
any match. He's just like, "Yep, I'm in."
Yeah, look at I do. Seth Rollins is the safe. If you were betting, Seth Rollins is easily the safest bet on this. You know, but I am leaning LA Knight. I think LA Knight is my number 2 guy. I think he's had world title matches before, but he's always been like you said, Steph, upper mid card. But he's still super over. He's still always on television. They put him in a prominent role still. I think that the briefcase with him, and when you look at the history of it, not a ton of great runs by baby faces with the briefcase. You know, that's really been the heels that have had the really remembering the ones we remember. I think LA Knight, because of the way he can talk, would be a great baby face because he would just talk shit the whole time. But in that LA Knight way, I think it could work for him. And I think it's a way to like get him to that next level that we've all been kind of waiting for him to get to for like almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
So I'm leaning LA Knight.
Is it going to be awkward for Bronson Reed when Solo's crew comes out to help him, and then Seth's crew, he comes out to help Seth, and they're like, "Hey, wait a minute, dude, you were with us not too long ago. What happened here? Did he put in a formal resignation to the Bloodline? Did he submit anything, or is he just going to be like, oh yeah, by the way?"
I actually didn't see last week. I did see last week's Raw. I didn't see Bronson address why he joined Seth. Did I miss that?
No, he hasn't said a word.
He hasn't said a word
that I've noticed.
So,
he hasn't said anything yet. Why?
Seth basically said something along the lines of the beating he took was one of the reasons why he knew he needed somebody like Bronson in the group. But Bronson has not spoken a word.
Yeah,
because everyone's like because they had those epic matches, right? Seth and Bronson.
They had a good little feud.
And they're like, how did we get here? And so I think people were waiting for him to address that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, because Seth's just badass. And
that's right.
Here I am.
People want to hang out with him.
And he has Heyman, for God's sake. I'm going over there.
Literally.
Seems like a better situation for me.
I do like Bronson being in that group, though. I think Bronson, Braun, and Seth, that's a good trip. I like those 3 guys. It's great. Yeah, trio. I really like it.
And if they're making Bronson and Braun a tag team, that's going to be insane. Like, everyone just might as well just give up their titles now. Like, that is crazy.
A new day.
Raw, I know.
Screwed.
I was going to say, I know there's like a draft supposedly happening soon at some point, but Raw needs some more
tag teams.
Yeah, I feel like SmackDown is tag team heavy with a lot of good ones. Raw needs to catch up a little bit. So if they do pair those guys together as a tag team, I think that is immediately a top contending tag team, like right out the chute, which would be great. Yeah. You know what else been kicking a lot of ass? These 2 ladies right here. Oh, I did it wrong again. Hold on. Hang it. I the wrong one.
What?
Boom. My favorite part of Raw for a long while now. It is for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. It is the champion, Lyra Valkyria, defending once again in a rematch from Backlash. A great match at Backlash they had, and I think this one's going to be even better.
I don't like either one of these women. I don't know who these
Becky. No, you don't. You don't specifically really love one of them. No. It's not a thing.
Not the match for you.
Must have dreamed it.
Should we just move on?
Let's just skip it.
Yeah. Becky Lynch, listen. I don't know why it took 7 or 8 months, and don't get me wrong, Becky Lynch being the dance partner obviously helps. But I'm glad that after 7 months, they were like, hey, maybe we should give Lyra a microphone and see what happens. Because this girl has been killing it in these promos that both of these women have been. They've been doing promos back and forth for a month straight on Raw, and every single one of them has been great. Every single one of them.
What was the thing people were talking about Lyra before all of this, before Becky came back? What was the consensus about Lyra on the main roster?
Great wrestler, no character.
Great wrestler, no character,
yep.
No charisma, no, like, she's okay on the mic, like all these things. And I think Becky was like, F all that.
Yep.
Right? When Becky comes back into things, I think people understand this if they don't. When she comes back into things, she comes back with purpose. She comes back for reasons. She usually has a list of things that she wants to accomplish, whether it be for herself or whether it be for the locker room or whether it be for the women or a specific woman, whatever it might be. I don't know if you remember the comment she made to Liv. She told Liv, you are going to be a champion by the time I come back. You got the stuff. Liv was literally champion that year. It's one of those things where she does have some pull. She's respected in the back. She's able to say, I want this to happen. I want these matches. She pitches things and they get, turned down as well. Don't get me wrong. But she does have that pull. And she does have purpose. And she does have her reasons. And I think I know here her purpose was to put Lyra on the map, not just in the ring, because everyone knows that Lyra can go in the ring. But say, like, no, this girl's got it. Okay? She's got the mic. She's got the attitude. I haven't seen Lyra this fired up on the mic and promos and segments. Not even in NXT was she this fired up. She has really come into her own in this feud. She's owning it. You have people online like, oh my God, like she beat Becky in that promo battle. Oh my God. And everyone's like, what's wrong with Becky? And I'm like, there's nothing wrong with Becky. She's doing that on purpose. That's how you put your opponent over. If you just let Becky go, Lyra couldn't stand a chance. But that's not what she's there to do. She's there to make Lyra look better. She's there to make sure that Lyra looks like the stronger and better person because she's the up and comer. And I think some people don't get that. I think they feel because Becky is one of the best talkers there that this should be an easy peasy thing. And it probably could be and would be, but that's not her purpose there. Her purpose is to put this woman over in whatever way that she can. So this is exactly what she came back for initially. The next portion of this, I'm assuming we will see, which is my prediction. This will get interrupted by Miss Bayley. I think another thing that Becky wants to do is make sure people are respecting Bayley the way they should. A lot of people disrespect Bayley. And it's because she's not this big glitz and glamour, star power, whatever character. She's just a woman who loves wrestling, loves her colleagues, loves putting them over, loves having and we all know that about Bayley. And I think Becky's like, no, like you guys forget, okay? Like, did you see that Sasha and Bayley match? Do you remember that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm not asking you guys. Sorry. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah. What if we would have said no?
Remember, right?
What are you talking about?
So I think that's what this is leading into is a big Bayley Becky feud. They've already been kind of teasing each other online with the posts and the stories and stuff. And I do hope that Bayley, same like Lyra, fully embraces this whole thing. I hope they walk a very kayfabe, non-kayfabe line. Because everyone knows that Becky and Bayley are close in real life. And so I kind of hope they start kind of poking at that where you're like, are they still friends? I want them to get so into it that people are questioning, are they friends or not still? Whether that's Becky bringing up Sasha or whatever she needs to do, I want it to be that kind of feud where people don't know.
You went and got married to Seth, and then all of a sudden kind of forgot about us and turned into the glamour Becky thing. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that type of thing. And then Becky says, you were busy traveling around the world following your friend who left. Right? Like, right. I want them to make this so real that people are like, oh shit, have Bailey unfollow her on socials. Like, just go all in, because I think that's what Bailey deserves. It's what Becky and Bailey deserve. They had a feud before and they barely gave them time. There was no feel behind it. They're sitting there smiling at each other. I'm like, y'all love each other so much. Like, stop. So I'm kind of like, I hope they go there. And I think that's where this is leading. I think they'll have a great match. Her and Lyra, and I think Lyra in the end retains, but I do think Bailey is going to be a factor in some way.
All right, I'm thinking complete opposite. I think Becky, Lyra got
the stipulation was put in that Becky will not challenge Lyra ever again. If she loses, she won't challenge for the IC title while she holds it. That's in there. Does that sway it?
For me, because I was expecting Becky to win the title at Backlash. I was expecting Becky to just go in there and kind of do a heel thing and win the title at Backlash. But the fact that Lyra retained in the first match to prove her legitimacy against an opponent like Becky, it makes me think that this time Becky is leaving with the title. Now, the Bailey thing, I do think happens. I do think we are going to get a Bailey-Becky feud for the IC title after this. So I don't know if Becky maybe attacks Lyra after the match, or maybe on Raw, Becky's cutting a promo, took care of that. Who's next? And that's when Bailey shows up. I don't know, because I do think Bailey and Becky happens. And I think that, again, and this is not a negative at Lyra, because Lyra's been great, but Becky and Bailey feuding for the IC title elevates that title tremendously. Right.
You have then I do 4 horsewomen literally going after a mid-card title.
Grand Slam champions, 2 of the greatest to ever do it. Like, that elevates that title. And then I think the end game here is Lyra eventually wins it back down the line from Becky. And
from Becky
the ultimate, the ultimate cementing of her. Okay. Now, Pluggo, I want your opinion, because I've seen some people throw some things out of something cool maybe happening, and I don't know if Pluggo, you'll lean into it, but give me your opinion, because I do want to throw this out.
What's cool happening?
I've seen.
Oh, you're gonna tell me after I tell you my point.
Yes, exactly.
A tease in the bit. I was like, I didn't hear this.
I mean, I
Pluggo's like, we didn't talk about this ahead of time, bro.
What are you doing? What are you doing? That's my gimmick, is to throw things out.
I want to see.
My gimmick is throwing things out there that we didn't talk about. I look at that, and I like, to Stephanie's point, where Becky has done everything, where she's losing the promo battles on purpose. I just wanted to bring it up, but I'm not going to harp too much on it. But we saw what happened when Charlotte went after Tiffany, and how that almost derailed that feud at Mania. So, Becky's doing the right thing. Lyra's been fantastic. At the end of the day, I think Becky Lynch sneaks this one out here because of that stipulation. But I would be fine if Lyra put Becky Lynch to bed, so to speak, and won this again definitively, and then Becky moves on to something else, and maybe Bailey comes back, and she's like, hey, Lyra, you kind of, listen, I'm mad at Becky, but I'm also mad that you kind of just like immediately found a new partner.
Yeah.
But I'm going Becky, because I love Becky Lynch.
That's what I'm going back and forth with, is that Bailey's going to be a factor. I don't know, to your point, does Lyra definitively win? And I don't know if you remember last time, Becky then attacked Lyra after. And maybe Becky goes back and does that again and starts attacking Lyra. Then all of a sudden Bailey comes out and attacks Becky. And that's where you start that feud away from Lyra. Or if Becky wins the title, does Bailey come out then and, stand face to face with her? Do you wait for Raw? It's just a lot of different things could happen here. I think... this is hard. Lyra has stood tall, if you will, whether it be a promo battle or in ring, whatever, throughout this whole feud, from Mania, from Backlash till now. So she's put her over quite a bit. So if Lyra loses, does it hurt Lyra? Or has she put her over enough that Lyra's kind of established?
I think the win over at Backlash, I think, to me, I think how good that match was, and I think Lyra winning it straight up I think that legitimizes Lyra to me immediately.
But just like your first major 4 horsewomen challenge, you beat her twice. That definitely.
But she already has beaten her twice because she beat her in NXT.
Yeah.
So, and
Lyra has beat Bailey. So I'm like, maybe they go into a triple threat.
Here's
what's
my
the
thing.
next pay-per-view?
I've seen some people throw out there that what if they threw a swerve out there and Bailey came back and aligned with Becky, and Lyra had to go through both of them.
I've thrown that out there. I was like, what if? Obviously, we're missing one, but what if you have the horsewomen?
Sick of these young
up and comers.
Yes, I would.
And they actually align together.
Do
you know what I mean?
Like as gatekeepers, like these young girls are not coming up here and taking.
Hell, since Sasha's not there, you could throw Alexa Bliss in that mix too and be like,
Oh, you remember Alexa was like, "Hey, Charlotte, we need to talk." Do you remember that? So here's the thing. And I actually tweeted about this like a month ago or so, and I was like, it would be really cool if you had the 4 horsewomen, obviously minus Mercedes, actually come together and say like, no, these little up and comers are taking us out. It's time to band together and get right. Like that would be so cool to see.
Dude. As them being heels,
and them all heels, and just being like the entitled goats that they are, and just going after these youngins. Because now you have Julia, Stephanie, Roxanne, Lyra, Tiffany. I guess if you want to put Rhea and Bianca in there, they've been there a while, but
they're more of the newer generation.
They're still the newer generation than the horsewomen. I think that would be so awesome for them to just go one by one and just go through each. And you eventually get to like
war games. You could do a war games match,
especially with it. This would be real. I don't think they would go this far, but especially with the way things have gone with the TKO, like the releasing of Dakota and Shayna, because age is a fact. These old 4 horsemen going, we're seeing what the company's doing and what they're trying to do, and we're just going to absolutely go against. That would be cool if they were to bring that part of into it as well. I like that.
The way I had laid it out though with Bailey was that she still comes back to go against Becky. I think they still have a feud, and I think at the end of the feud, whether it's Bailey helping Lyra or whatever it might be to get her title back, in the end, Bailey then turns on Lyra, and she's like, "I trust her more than I trust you."
And I think there's parallels too. If Bailey and Becky were to align at some point, there's parallels to me of what Bailey had to go through in NXT, where she had to go through Charlotte, and then Becky and Sasha were friends, and she had to go through both of them, and she had to beat all these girls to kind of get to that level that she needed to get to in NXT. So if Bailey comes back and aligns with Becky, and then Lyra has to get through Bailey to get to Becky to get I just think Lyra's being built up to be a big time player anyway, and she's knocking it out of the park. But I think you could do something real cool if you kind of swerved it a little bit like that and really put Lyra on a trajectory to be like, holy shit, like this is one of like the next main eventers of the company for a decade, If
you were to pick the next 4 horsewomen, and I hate using that because it bothers me when other people do it, but the next 4 generation of women that have the same mindset that the 4 horsewomen had, I think from the company's perspective, I think you're looking at Stephanie, Julia, Lyra, Tiffany. I think.
Okay. Tiffany
to be like the next 4, aside Rhea and Bianca. Again, they're kind of their own
they're in the thing, they're their own thing
because they're kind of the generation between the horsewomen and these new 4 that are kind of coming in. But I
think Roxanne as well could be in that discussion.
Oh, I forgot about Roxanne.
If you wanted to, and I love Tiffany. If you wanted to swap Roxanne and Tiffany, I feel like that could probably be
Lyra, Julia,
Stephanie, and
Roxanne. Yeah,
I feel like that was probably. And look at, we just had a
Jordan Grace is
Jordan. Yeah, we just had Mariah May show up in NXT, who's only
Jordan Grace is on the way. Mariah May is on the way.
Again, there are going to be plenty. I think it's going to be a much broader discussion when we're talking about this maybe a year from now.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think most likely Becky wins and we do get the Becky Bayley feud for the IC title. I feel like there's so much money and just that'll be incredible. But I do think if they did something like a kind of like, they pulled the wool over our eyes and Bayley and Becky are kind of this evil duo, I think that would be fun.
I mean, just think of the shot you get when Bayley's running to the ring and Lyra's like, "Oh, thank God!" And then
she just wallops.
And then she just wallops her.
Yeah.
And then Bayley and Becky are just standing there in a ring
Bayley
together,
just
and you're just kind of
smiles at Becky, and it's like,
and Becky smiles back at her, and I'm like, and they throw.
Because there's always a plan B.
If they throw the fours, do you understand that arena would lose their minds if they both throw the fours up? They would lose their minds because they've never been an actual faction.
Yeah.
In WWE, like on TV. So I think that would be kind of insane. Yeah. If they want to bring Mercedes into it in a promo way, they can say, just like we plan, the 4 Horsewomen have taken over pro wrestling.
Yeah, taking over the world. Yeah.
Yeah. And they can still include her in that. She's just with a different company. And she has every title known to man over there. So, or known to woman, I should say, over there. So, they could do something really cool with this. I had written that. A couple people were like, "You're crazy. That'll never happen." I'm like, okay.
Yeah. He also said John Cena was never turning heel either. Internet wrestling.
Exactly.
He said that for 20 years.
Everything's on the table nowadays, especially.
Everything is possible.
Sure is.
Anyway, my final prediction is, see, now you've convinced me.
See, I was gonna say, of all of us, you're the one that's not picking Becky.
Join us.
Because I know her, and I know she's trying to solidify Lyra as that star. But you made the point she did that at Backlash. I
think so. And I also think in my booking brain, Lyra wins the title back from Becky, like down the line.
Yeah.
And I think that also, with her having the NXT match and then her winning at Backlash and then down the line breaking through and getting the title back from Becky, and then Becky most likely starts fighting for world titles again. I think that's how you build Lyra.
All right. Becky's going to win.
You use Bayley and Becky in whatever way you do to elevate the title to an even higher stature. So when Lyra eventually wins it back from Becky, you have.
I'll tell you though, Stephanie. JPJ will talk you into some things, and then come Saturday, you're going to be like, that dastardly JPJ.
Yeah, and then it will go exactly the way you thought it was going to go, and you go, that son of a bitch.
I know. I'm going to literally message you and be like, what the fuck, JPJ?
Yeah, and I'd be like, sorry, I can't help it that I'm a better booker than the guy in charge. But it is what it is. No.
All right, I'm switching it. Becky's winning.
Okay. Hell yeah, I can't wait till she does it, and then everyone's angry at me.
Freezing cold takes, be ready.
Party. But I'll tell you what's going to be a party.
This ladder match.
Women's Money in the Bank.
Dude,
ladder match, the strongest. I would say
main event. It should main event just because of the quality that is in this match.
Yeah,
and every single one of them brings something different to this match as far as skill, and that just excites me. Like they're just.
You could talk me into any one of these 6 winning, and I go, that makes sense.
And I would be completely happy. Like it doesn't matter who wins this match because it's going to be such a great match.
Yeah.
The anchors for this match are Alexa Bliss and Rhea. That's what they're there for. But I don't. Okay.
Was Rhea supposed to win? I know she was in that qualifier where Zoe Stark had the knee injury, and it felt like they kind of pivoted what was supposed to happen.
Well, I think she was definitely supposed to be in it. Okay. I think she was supposed to pin
Zoe.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think that's what.
Yeah.
Okay, so I look at this and I get not as much as I feel about Seth in the men's rumble, but I kind of feel that way a smidge about Rhea in this one, where I'm like, Rhea doesn't need this at all. However, Mommy in the Bank, bro, writes itself.
Here's the thing.
Writes itself.
And I wrote this on Twitter.
Idea,
I would love Naomi to win, but Rhea is taking it.
You think so?
Mommy in the Bank, to your point,
Writes itself.
cash the check.
Yeah.
It writes itself.
Yeah.
Not to mention all of the times that Rhea and Io have stared each other down, ran into the thing. Like they're teasing it. It's happening. The one-on-one is going to happen. So I just think this is a way of her getting there. And again, Rhea with a briefcase. I mean, it's fun, right? It's fun. You know, she's going to tease it. It's going to be
fun for everybody but Adam Pearce, who's going to be like, God damn it.
Correct. So I think Rhea's taking it. I would love Naomi to win just because character wise, the best work she's done in her career. 1, 2, the Money in the Bank briefcase with caution tape all over it and just it just looks so cool. And the way she's kind of been teasing people with like standing in the background and being like creepy and like, you know, psycho. I think she could really do a lot of things. The only thing that holds me up from picking her winning it is because of the story she's in. She's going against Jade and Bianca, and neither one of them have a title right now. And so even though she does have some history with Tiffany, she has told Tiffany she's coming after her. So it is very possible. I don't know, guys. I'm up in the air with this one. Ultimately, I think Rhea is going to take it, but my dream pick, or whatever you want to call it, is Naomi.
Can Naomi wrestle with those razor blades in her hair? Is that what that is?
I think they're just for photos only.
I know. Could you imagine she shows up, this new character, and she's just like...
That's a safety concern.
Good luck. JPJ, do you think Rhea's taking it too?
No, I don't.
Ooh. Okay.
I think the only person I'm kind of confident that isn't going to win is Julia, because she's made her presence felt that she's going for the U.S. title in Selena Vega on SmackDown the last couple of weeks. So I feel like they wouldn't be doing that if you were just going to give her the briefcase, kind of. I know. So, but for me, I'm picking Naomi. That is who I'm picking. So I think me and Stephanie are on the same wavelength. I'm just picking her. I think she's going to do it. Nobody really, you know, sometimes you earn stuff. I just think, like you said, her character, she's the best she's ever been currently, ever. And I think
she has the best character right now, I think.
Yes.
In this group. Now, I think, to your point, I think Stephanie and Julia and Roxanne are going to kind of take each other out.
Potential. You don't think they hot shots? I mean, they had Stephanie debut, get into the Money in the Bank. She's clearly like on a trajectory, like she has a presence about her that we haven't seen out of the gate like this in a long time. You don't think that they could just go, you know what? We know it's all in the same week, but you're a force. You're a force.
I think she's the female version of Penta for me. I think you're right. She's on the trajectory for sure, but I don't think they're going to pull that trigger and give her the Money in the Bank briefcase right now. The dark horse for me in this one is actually Alexa Bliss.
I am with you.
Had it before.
Mm-hmm.
She just came back. We don't exactly know what her intentions are. So that was what makes it a little up in the air for me. Are they going to do the first ever, 2-time Money in the Bank winner? They could also do a lot of stuff merchandise wise with that. If she sells a lot of merch. So I don't know.
The Wyatt
This
Six
is hard.
factor.
You know what's wild?
It's hard.
A few months ago, I think we all would have said it's Roxanne's to win. That's how crazy it got.
I think it's still very much
because Roxanne was the first one.
Yeah,
she was the first one to qualify, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And we're like, that makes sense. Roxanne, she'll bring that back to the club. I'm taking Stephanie. I know we're all three. I'm taking Stephanie because I think that they are strapping a rocket to her and they're going to say, this is our future. This is who you need to look out for. No matter what champion you are, watch out for this. I think that that's where they're going to go. But again, I would not be shocked if they went with any 6 of these women. They're all fantastic. It's they've done a great job of filling this up.
Oh yeah.
Didn't Roxanne and Io just have a stare down too?
Yep. And could you imagine a scenario with Roxanne where she brings back the Money in the Bank briefcase to the Judgment Day scenario that's going on right now, just being like, and Finn's like, Liv, what are you doing? You're losing these matches the last couple of weeks. Roxanne's been winning, helping us win. She's brought us the Money in the Bank because, factions. If you have the gold, you control things. If you have Money in the Bank, you have power,
Yeah.
and just that dynamic could be really interesting. But you know,
I think that's the only reason why I kind of started to roll Roxanne out, because I think her story is going elsewhere with the Judgment Day. But to your point, she could bring it back, and Finn be like, look what she did. Like, she's great. Like, she needs to be part of us.
I do like your Alexa Bliss call out though, because I do
Dark
feel
Horse,
like
because a lot of people are not picking her.
Yeah.
But
and I feel like if you lean into the Wyatt Six stuff and she has the briefcase and she turns a little creepy and like there's a good way of her kind of torturing Tiffany a little bit. Like with the, scaring
Tiffany
her.
having to watch out for Alexa Bliss for the next
I think
year.
there's something there. I think there's something there. I think there could be something there.
True.
If I had to pick a second person behind Naomi, I think if we were power ranking, like you said, Pluggo, I would have Naomi 1, Alexa 2, Stephanie 3. Those would be my.
If you want my power ranking, you just got to go to lovewrestling.ca tomorrow.
That would be my top
ranking.
3.
My power ranking would be Naomi, Rhea, Alexa Bliss.
It's fair. I would have Rhea 4, and then I'd probably go Roxanne and Julia.
But again, you cannot go wrong with any of these women winning. Not one. I don't care who wins. I'm gonna be excited.
This is going to be an incredible match. It should be truly one of the best Money in the Bank matches of all time.
It should be the second to last, in my opinion. Match of the night. It should be or whatever they call it, double main event, whatever.
Yeah, the semi-main or whatever.
The semi-main event.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know. I think the men's Money in the Bank match will have a factor in that tag match somehow. So that needs to go on sooner. So I think the women's Money in the Bank match should go second to last.
This might go on later, strictly on the basis too that Stephanie is pulling double duty, so she's going to be at Worlds Collide. Yeah. She might have an early match there. I think that show's at 3. This is at 7. There is time to get, but you probably don't want this open in the show just in case. Yeah. I don't know if that factors into it or not, but on its own merit alone, this match should be.
Yeah, I would love it if it did main event. I would love it if it did open with the men's, then go into the IC title, then have the tag match, and then this is the main event.
Guys, there's a chance that all of us are wrong on this, and somebody, we all picked a different winner, and there's still 3 women that are more than qualified to win this thing.
That's the beauty of these 6 being mixed. You literally, like, all 3 of us, we pick different people, but all 3 of us are like, you could tell me that any one of these 6 win, and I'm like, okay, yep, I'm in.
Like, they would all
I'm behind it. Let's go.
Story with the briefcase. Every single one would have a great story with that briefcase.
Yeah, it's truly one of the best built groups they've had on either side. In a long while. I think this is a good 6. This match should be stellar. This match should be pretty stellar. And that's it. As of right now, 4 matches. It's looking like it should be a good show in LA. Very excited for both the ladder matches and the IC. I'm really excited for 3 out of the 4 matches. But even though the tag match I think will be entertaining. Yeah. But I'm really excited for the women's IC and these 2 ladder matches. I think we're going to get some good stuff on Saturday. Stephanie, a pleasure as always when you join us. Hold on, let me get back to the main screen before we say our goodbyes here.
To normalcy?
Yeah, let me try my best here. Okay.
Boom.
And boom. There we are.
There it is.
But yes, no, thank you for joining us. Always excited when we get you on this show. We appreciate you very much taking the time with us. Before you go, why don't you plug your things? Let the people know where they can find you and all that fun stuff.
Just a random comment. I actually thought that was Ricochet. I thought that was Ricochet.
That's Sheik Shabazz, baby.
That's Sheik Shabazz, one half of the Love Pro Wrestling Tag Team Champions.
I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. I
thought you just had Ricochet on your
Ricochet
banner for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, he's earned it. He's been doing a good job.
Yeah, Ricochet's been doing some good stuff.
Absolutely. I'm Stephanie Hypes. You can find me on Twitter, X, whatever you're calling it, at Stephanie Hypes, on Instagram at Stephanie Hypes, and on Body Slam Net's YouTube channel, doing interviews and whatnot. The next event I plan on possibly being at is Evolution 2.
Heck yeah.
Which I'm so excited about. So, hopefully see you guys there. But enjoy Money in the Bank. I think it's going to be such a good one. especially that women's ladder match.
Oh.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And of course, the IC title match with the women, I think, will also be very entertaining. So, thank you for having me again. You guys are awesome.
Oh,
Like,
you're the awesome
some of the favorite
one.
people I've met doing this wrestling content thing. You guys are honestly great at it.
Thank
so
you.
just keep doing your thing.
We appreciate that a lot. And yes, we feel the same about you. We feel the same about you. I was kind of one of those things where we met and it was like right away. It was like, all right, we vibe. We vibe right away. Immediate. It was just immediate. It was like, okay, we're good.
I was like, oh, these guys are awesome. I was like, these guys are awesome. Okay.
I was like, oh God, it's Stephanie Hypes, and then she liked us, and I was like, oh my God.
I was like, all right, we're in, man. I think we're in, brother. We did it.
It's so funny because I get that reaction a lot. They're like, oh my God, I was so nervous meeting you. And I'm like, for what? I'm like, I'm just a dork like everybody else. Like,
we're all wrestling nerds.
Part.
We're all nerds,
wrestling
like
nerds.
Just that love pro wrestling. You know, we're not all that different. You know?
Yeah, but we want fellow nerds to like us. You know, what
exactly.
Like,
that is true.
like these guys.
Oh
yeah.
No, you're always welcome here anytime you want. You don't even have to ask. You can just tell us, I'm coming on Thursday, and we'll make room for you every time.
Good.
PLUGGO.
Whenever next time you do the power ranking thing, or I think you said you did like an Adam Sandler one or something.
Oh, the draft. The draft.
Yeah, that's it.
You're in.
Thank you.
We might just have to hit you up to record a separate.
Yeah, we'll just record. Oh, yeah, you're in. You're in.
I'll have to look back at the archives and see because how long ago that was. Because he has put out other movies since. I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Did that like it's been a long because we've done this for like 4 years, and early on we did drafts like every show. So that's got to be in the early archives there. But I'll check on that and we'll get a hold of you and we'll make something happen. But I am PLUGGO. You can find me at PLUGGO on all social media platforms. Like I've promoted a couple times throughout the show, I did an actual power ranking of each women's and men's match, 1 through 6, who's got the shot. So if you want to read that, it'll be at lovewrestling.ca because some people have been asking me why I haven't been writing, and I've been being lazy and just had a lot going on. So I kind of put that to the side, but I got back after it this week.
Happens.
It does. Life has been hectic. Shout out to Owen. He graduated kindergarten today.
Owen.
And I put it on the internet. I blocked out as many kids' faces as I could. He did the 4 letters, 1 word, yeet, while he's sitting there. So that made me laugh, and everybody, he's a key. So shout out to him. But tomorrow night, we're moving for exposure. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m., we're going to be talking GCW's Tournament of Survival. And so I believe Defy has a show this weekend as well with Blair Pacheco. That'll be right here at 7 p.m. And Between Two Beards every Thursday night, 8 o'clock at B2 Beards on all social media to see what we've got coming up there. We've got a few things in the work this summer. It's going to be a big summer.
Yeah, I agree. You can follow me, JPJ Loves Gaming, everywhere. I do have a Twitch where I stream video games, few and far between, a little bit like PLUGGO. But I've been told to give yourself. I've been told that it's good to give yourself some grace sometimes.
Absolutely.
So I know you said lazy, PLUGGO. Sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, man.
I know I say lazy, but I'm admittedly it's been hectic this summer.
Listen, it is what it is, man.
As the kids get older, things get more and more.
Yeah. 100%.
I'm getting old. I'm getting older, and my tired bones can't.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you can follow me. Yeah, you can follow me there. Obviously, Beards every Thursday night here. Yeah, Ophelia, we 2nd and 3rd and 4th and 5th.
Don't you twist our arm. Don't tempt us with a good time.
Yeah,
Ophelia, I appreciate that.
Bring Stephanie back if you insist.
Yeah, Thursday night. Right
want to put you out.
The flagship with PLUGGO every Thursday night. Thursday mornings, 9 a.m. Firmly Inc. here on Love Wrestling. Me and Drew Nicholas talk about the week that was in WWE and AEW. And then you can also find me on bodyslam.net a few times a week. After Raw on Mondays, I do the Raw Dogs post show. And then after Dynamite on Wednesdays, me and all our pal, Jose on the air, Jose Gonzalez, who we all love.
Jose!
We do Dynamite. Yes, we do Dynamite up over on bodyslam.net on their YouTube and all their social media platforms. So you can find me there as well. And then I got some stuff. Our old Love Wrestling pal, Josh Robinson, just launched The Hive this week. It's kind of a social media, I don't even know how to properly say it, but we talk about pro wrestling, pro sports, video games. It's kind of like a media hub, entertainment hub. Yeah. Podcast, written articles. We have a Substack. We got a bunch of cool stuff, and I'm doing some cool things over there. So go follow the Hive Media everywhere.
And I might do
as
stuff
well.
over there too.
Yeah, Pluggo, you're in the group, man. We're waiting.
am.
We're
I
waiting
know.
for you to
he's like I skipped that email.
No,
Yeah.
I told Josh from the very beginning. I'm very excited about it. I'm very flattered. It's just right now I don't have like a concrete idea, and I also this is my super busy time of the year with Little League and stuff. So once that dies out here towards the end of like beginning of July and things kind of slow down, I'll come up with some more stuff to do. I just don't want to overcommit and be like, oh, I got to go to baseball games like 4 nights a week.
Yeah, exactly. But once again, thank you, Stephanie, for joining us. We hope you enjoy Money in the Bank this weekend as well. We hope everybody in the chat enjoys Money in the Bank and has themselves a great weekend. Thank you for all the comments and the likes and everything tonight. We appreciate you all very greatly. But you know the drill. It is time for us to get out of here. Pluggo and I will see you next Thursday night at 8 p.m. And now it's time to say hi to Sue. Till next week.
Peace. Hi, Sue.
Hey there, PLUGGO and JPJ. It's Trent's mom, Sue, and I have a bone to pick with you. So, I understand that you guys are being real idiots and spending your entire monthly budget. You've got to be kidding me. This is not the way to be when you're trying to run a business. Your boss, Spencer, is really pissed off at you. I'm pissed off at you. You have some nerve. Get a grip. You have to control yourself. You can't just go out and spend all the money that you're making, you two beards guys. Oh no, this is coming out so stupid. Anyway, behave yourselves, or I'm going to cut you off from watching AEW. You're no longer going to get to know, be able to meet my son. What? Or me. I'm sorry, this is like, I don't know. Anyway, thanks so much for being fans. Watch yourself.